right, welcome back to the OG. Joining us now for a few more segments. Still got a Fedo on here. And here comes Mustang from the Denver Broncos. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? How about didn't scare the audience? Now it's four screens instead of 3.
What? 4 screens. Mustang, you're the first, I guess the third person to see the reveal of Fedo here.
Yeah. That's right.
Any thoughts on the? He's got a little more gray than Gom.
He's kind of short.
You think he's short?
Let's make a joke about where his camera's at.
But to be fair, I think he is like a good 6 months older than me. So I mean, the gray makes sense.
Are y'all really that close?
Pretty close. Think so.
I hit 45 in January.
Oh, see, there you go.
Oh, wow.
I hit 44 in March, so it's only
10 months.
Only 10 little months.
Mm.
So
I would imagine that
in 10 months
we'll never be beaten in a playoff matchup.
Yeah, in 10 months I will be as gray as a Fedo.
Is that how it works? I'm the baby in this group, which is just great.
Oh, yeah, he is.
I'm gonna have you guys on all the time to help my self-esteem.
Yeah, we have no idea how much gray is under that hat, but I'm suspecting
none of that. I got a few gray hairs. They hide. My camera's all backwards.
Oh, me too. There's like one or two
gray
right
beard hairs every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's where it starts, right in here, and then it just spreads.
Yeah.
Mustang usually has a whole head of red hair, but I guess you shaved it this weekend for Stone Cold, huh?
Yeah, I was.
Stone Cold came back. You shaved the head.
Coming on OG, so
that was a one-time deal.
All right, we're gonna talk about a few things here. Probably gonna go super long. So let's talk about the fantasy real quick. Gom, you got that up?
Indeed.
So let's talk about MHC's fantasy that everybody forgot about last season.
I don't want to know about MHC's fantasies.
Everybody loves MHC's fantasy.
Yeah, MHC's fantasy.
He just dreams about 7-foot tall women.
He just looks at things and rubs his hands together.
Yeah.
I think MHC's fantasy is just having like 5 superstar corners. And
you sure that's not your fantasy, buddy? You got 3.
Yeah, well. It's not my fantasy, but it's pleasant.
It's reality.
I'm content with it, but it's the first time I've ever had an MHC. I don't think we'll ever have a season where he doesn't have the 2 best corners in the game at this point. So at some point,
I've got to figure out what I'm going to do on my 10 passing attempts.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, you have him. Are y'all playing tomorrow?
Probably. I haven't talked to him yet, but
it's MHC, so you'll probably play right before. Wednesday around 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Just kidding, MHC. Don't take away my bucks.
Yeah. Of course.
Don't need him anymore, right?
Well, next season.
There's still technically one off season. You're gonna
got recuperation with safety. Okay, that needs to be re-rolled next year.
You got to do. Yeah, you will last chance to do a roll to actually have players do what you want them to do. Because
if my rookie safety actually has reach, then that's got to go too.
Did you get a rookie superstar?
Yeah, that Flowers guy.
Oh yeah.
And according to Daddy Leagues, he's got reach, which he block sheds better, which is really amazing for safety.
It can change. Like we'll talk about it a little bit more when we get to the draft, but it's where he'll land right now. But if you get another archetype higher, there's a higher probability of it hitting that. So it can change. It's just most people don't change their archetype before it gets revealed. So
tough.
Yeah, but
cat attack.
Well, at least this is a little tamer than what it was while we were on the little.
No, his face was just.
What's
Am happening? I there? Like, who is this Mustang person?
What's happening?
So the fantasy this year, there's a few changes. Obviously, you can't pick your own players, which is much better. No more cheesing to get yourself in fantasy.
Did we actually do that though?
I don't know.
I mean,
who won?
If you had that big master plan to make your guys make you do better in fantasy over all year long and without actually forgetting about it, then more power to you.
I want to think the 32 we have, we don't have to worry about that. But
no, it was fine. I think it would be in the back of everybody's mind if you did pick your own player, knowing that you had them fantasy. You kind of want them to probably do.
I picked
better.
Baker.
I mean,
I had the worst
pass. That's probably why you threw 20, 30 interceptions.
That's not why.
You're like, I have him in fantasy. I have to get more touchdowns.
I think the temptation to dev them up is much higher than getting some fantasy gains.
It is quite true, even though that is obviously not going to be the case for anybody who's not a star or better already, unlike such as my quarterback who's in Group 1. He's obviously never going to achieve anything remotely great, which is sad.
So he can't dev up at the end of the year?
Well, he can dev to star, but how
Oh,
thrilling
he's already
is
star,
that?
right?
No.
Oh, I thought you used your little thing on him.
No, unfortunately, my
Oh shit,
compensation
your
was
draft grade
between.
goes down.
Yeah, it was my compensation was only between rounds 2 and 7 because Anthony Barr, even though he had inside stuff and he was probably worth like more than half the guys who got released, because he only had one ability, he technically only qualifies for around 2 to 7 guys. So I am stuck with normalness this year, unless he gets a story.
Scum's grade then.
You should. Honestly, there's no reason my draft grade should be anything more than an F. Like,
Oh, it's not an F.
it should be. Like,
Oh,
God. Misclicking at 1.26
The
deserves
guy you
an
got's
F.
not bad though.
Oh, Jeremy, you missed it, man. He was so down in the dumps.
I know when
After getting a normal early and then the misclick at the end of the first round.
You don't even know.
when I hopped on there and I didn't see a screenshot of the first pick, I was like, "Oh no!"
I out of principle, I will never put a screenshot on there that's not hidden. Just because, if you put a normal player on there, you're just showing people.
Yeah, you're
how demoralized.
all the emojis are coming.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh God, he's normal." So, to me, I feel the screenshot should only be for hidden players. I don't think you need to demoralize yourself even more by having to post the fact you got a normal. That being said, the fact that there were no superstar quarterbacks in the draft, clearly we're going to be doing the draft before we do fantasy in our segments because we're already going at this.
No, go fantasy.
So the fact there were no superstar quarterbacks made me feel a ton better because honestly, even if I'd gotten a star quarterback, I wouldn't be that thrilled because the superstar abilities are not that great. Like you unlock.
Yeah, but you'd be one season away from getting the X Factor for the final season.
No. If you drafted a superstar, yes. But if you drafted a star, I wouldn't like. Who cares? Like you're going to only be able to get
some pretty good abilities.
I guess that's true.
I guess everything I've seen in superstar tier 1 and 2 is usually just like,
I actually like the Josh Allen ones I got. I like his quick throw under pressure, so you get the ball out instead of get sacked.
Yeah, there's a few of those, but
I'm really interested to see how you do with Josh Allen.
Yeah, I know.
Watch him get those missed throws.
More picks, more touchdowns.
10-yard, 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Entertaining that.
And it is something me and Jerm were discussing because I was like going over in detail about the quarterbacks with everybody that would listen. That we were like talking about how Caleb Meeks was probably going to be the better quarterback, and he is. Like he's the star, and he's a little slightly higher overall, but he was also completely immobile, and he didn't have the slinger one. So, I don't regret taking Batch over Meeks, even though Meeks is star, just because Batch has the slinger one. He's more mobile. He'll be more fun to play with for the whole year. And worst case scenario, I just don't get a superstar Caleb Meeks in season 2 with 2 abilities that are really not going to help that much. So let me be optimistic. I see Jerm snickering at me.
I'm snickering because we went to MHC's fantasy 2 or 3 minutes ago.
I know we did.
And you won't shut up about your damn draft.
Had I not gotten all your scouting info when I was drafting, I would have taken Dobson.
Yep. And he ended
so all
up
your
being a
scouting
star
did
too.
screw you over.
And Jake. Sorry about that.
No, he was going to take. He was going to take Badge.
Yeah, I was
before
going
he
to take
got everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
Batch
I
was the
thought
one.
Meeks was the best one though.
If Meeks had come up with slightly better stats on when I've got him to 100%, if he'd been a top 5 projection, if he'd gotten a couple more nicer stats, I would have taken him. But he didn't give me the trigger there, and I still
Kansas wins national championship.
Slinger one, baby. So we'll see how that is. But now let's finally get to the draft.
Fantasy. I'll leave you in charge for one segment. This is our 5th show. Your first segment.
Well,
we can't even get the.
To be fair, Donovan Batch is in Group 1 of the quarterbacks, so there is a segue that I was getting to.
Since he's normie, are you even going to play him, or are you going to start Carr?
Oh no, he's playing. The slinger one alone is way more fun just the fact he can get it released. And, he's obviously, I don't think he's ever going to be as good as Carr, but because he's only got like the 80 accuracies as a normal, he's never going to, maybe he'll get up to 80 by the end of the CFM, but not much unless he wins like MVP, which isn't going to happen because he's not a running back. So
sorry to continue to derail this.
I know, right?
But are you keeping that sense of pressure, or did you camp him?
I am keeping oblivious sense of pressure.
All right.
Because I believe that it makes more fumbles, not necessarily more bad throws under pressure. I may be wrong, but in the end, because the powers that be in AGS have ranked that as being the worst, the best I could have done with that is moved it up to trigger happy sense of pressure, which
You are trigger happy.
I know.
True.
Well, because I'm oblivious. And then it goes paranoid, and then it goes trigger happy. That's as high as I could have got it. So he still would have been. I honestly, trigger happy could very well be worse for being under pressure. So, in the end, it was more important to me to get Larry Pritchett, or not Larry, but whatever.
What are we talking about now, Tom?
Lewis Pritchett up to fight for yards because I couldn't get that last season. But anyway, people are asking me questions, Jerm. I have to answer them. They're in charge right now. We said Affetto was in charge of where this goes.
He had his segment, okay? His 15 minutes of fame is over. It's a new season now.
Okay. So
Mustang, you're in charge now.
I wonder how long I can keep Gom derailed. This is kind of fun.
We'd be here for 4 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go on to fantasy quarterback group 1, since nobody else has this up. So aside from Donovan Batch, who we can talk about a little bit more. No, I'm just kidding. Aside from Batch, we also have the stud quarterbacks that really are no surprise. Zach Wilson, Trey Lance got in there because apparently he went to who, Mr. Brock, and so obviously he's got much higher potential.
Did anybody take anybody besides Mahomes or Wilson?
Great question.
I took Mahomes.
Took Mahomes.
I took Wilson.
I took Mahomes.
Will anyone pick Lamar? Tyrant's not a big stat guy.
No.
Lamar gets rushing touchdowns.
No, I mean,
I see add up the rushing yards for a running back.
Well, last year I had Lamar in like group 2, and he still wasn't even the best in group 2, I think.
Well, the other one in here is Daniel Jones, because
Daniel Jones.
I'll tell you that Pink is very determined to get him to X Factor this year. So,
but I think Synax throws more, or Synax throws more touchdowns.
He doesn't care about anything other than having Mahomes, and he wants to just have fun with him. So he is going to just do nothing. He's going to struggle to get 12 rushes a game.
Oh yeah, he will.
Yeah.
To me, I had to take Zach Wilson just because of Tyreek, because as we saw in game 1,
do a lot of picks.
Pax is probably I think he only had like 9 rushes with Ty Johnson with like 3 minutes to go. So I
saw that. Did he get 12 rushes?
I think he did, but I guess we'll see. But I think with those 3 guys, like, he had a rough first game as he's getting used to it, but he's going to be just airing it out. Like, he's going back to air mail. So I had to take Zach Wilson.
I think losing the first game will, maybe be a little bit of a wake up call to him.
Yep.
He knows how well he did last year by running the ball, and, he'll adjust either way. But I think ultimately, Synax just wants to, he just wants to set records with Mahomes.
Well, I think you made the best point about Pax is the fact that we didn't have any time to practice. So you all of a sudden just had these 3, and that Pax is going to probably have at least 4 or 5 hours of practice before his next game, where he's going to learn exactly what he needs to do with those 3 guys to get them to do things that he wants. So I still 100% predict Pax is going to go 16-1.
He also got the undefeated season out of the way early.
Yep.
You got that pressure off of him quick. That's what happened to Affetto last year.
I know.
So he's going to lose 2 games this year, and he's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I beat you pretty early. It was like week 4 or 5, right? Last year. It was kind of early. Yeah.
Didn't
you say it broke your?
It was middle of the season. Because I lost to you not long after I lost to Tyrant.
Well, we play so freaking much now, where we're in the same division in the other one.
Yeah, we played 3 times last season. So
3 times and then twice in the playoffs.
Oh yeah. So oh my God,
5 times in one season.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to group 2. So Group 2 has Mr. Baker Mayfield from Germ.
Why was he Group 2? If he was
I
Group
think-
3, maybe somebody might have picked him.
Well, you know what? When you hear some of these other names, it's not that shocking. So we got Schmidt from Detroit under good old try, Jalen Hurts for Gorilla, Aaron Rodgers now, but controlled by Mr. McGee, Josh Allen by our lovable Mustang.
Did you
here.
make him left-handed yet, Mustang? You didn't switch his hand?
I gotta do the other left this year.
Yeah. And the other two are another rookie. So this is Mathis, the guy I almost took, who's under Jake. And then Mr. MHC put in Jordan Love here, knowing that with the receivers that he's got, you got to put him at least.
And then he traded for Mac Jones an hour ago.
Did he?
Yeah.
As a backup.
So
He'll be back.
we'll see.
So I found Love
Maybe.
in IOM, and I hated him, and I benched him for like a 65
Yeah,
overall.
I
pick.
asked you for him. Like whenever I joined the league, I asked you what you wanted for him, and then like I don't know.
I
think
tried
ended
trading
up-
him.
Yeah, I think I just went a different route.
You had so. Oh, I think I'm gonna try to get Tua from this guy.
Yeah,
did
I wasn't doing talk, sadly.
Did any of you guys take Jordan Love?
No, just because I didn't
No.
trust him to keep him all year.
No, actually, who did I take?
I went Josh Allen.
What did you do,
I went
Fedo?
Josh Allen.
I can't go with Josh Allen.
I know you can.
Poor Fedo. Or poor Mustang.
So,
who
the
did you
reason why
go?
I hate Love has a, if I recall, I hated his throwing motion. It drove me nuts, and he was inaccurate. So maybe it'll screw up MHC because he's so used to being able to get it out quick that he's going to take.
Oh,
more
it's
snaps.
gonna be a learning
Oh,
curve
it
for
will.
Sure.
It'll be tough. And he
Going
did
from
this.
Rodgers to anybody is a huge downgrade.
Well,
I'm hoping Mac Jones will see some time in our game.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mac Jones replaces Love. Like really, it
What's
would not
Love's
shock me at all.
throwing power?
Like 90, 91, I think.
Yeah,
And
that'll
Mac
be the
Jones
only
are, what,
reason.
86 or 87.
86.
Yeah, that'll be the only reason Love keeps the job. And I think MAC did play a couple games with him at the end of last season where he benched Rodgers. So and that made him confident enough that he thought he could
Oh, well, maybe
move him.
so.
So we'll see. I know myself.
He got
I
some time
took.
with him in practice mode last night too.
Did McGee win? Do we know who won that game? Pink and McGee.
No idea.
That was going on at the same time. Let me see if Daddy is
Yeah.
updated. Y'all can continue.
Yeah,
That's
all I
cool.
know is
He'll
that
update it. He's pretty good at that.
I decided to
Pink
go.
won a close one.
I decided to go against the grain, and I picked Baker Mayfield because I figured nobody else in the league would take him after what Jerm did last year to all those who did take him. Because last year Baker was not good. So I took him believing that Keenan Allen, who I know Jerm loves to throw to from previous Madden, and Kittle is enough for Jerm to get back to it. Plus you have that nice second place schedule, right? So
No, it's not nice at all. So my second place teams are Johnny and Gorilla, and then I think I get who do?
Oh, you get.
must have Tyrant too, right?
Yeah, 'cause I get y'all's whole division. I think, don't
Are we? We're not against you, are we? No.
I? I don't know.
Yeah, because I
So I
think
don't-
we
do I
play
play
the
you?
AFC South. Yeah,
I doubt it.
I think.
Anyways,
Wow.
Daniel Jones did have a great game today. 23 of 30, 309, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Oh, Flaps! The return of the Flap. Flaps back, boys. 35-6 over the Bucks.
Whew.
Huff was 14 of 16 for 204 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
Listen, once he figured out how to play without Cooper last year,
Yeah,
he went like 6
Yeah,
and
he-
3 down the stretch.
Yeah.
He started 1-7 or something like that, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know. Well,
That's right.
he it just took him a while, and then I told him in the middle of the season, you know what, you're going to figure out how to not play with Cooper, and you're just going to turn it all around, and he did. And now I expect him to make the playoffs. But
Yeah, me too.
so Group 3 has Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Jameis Winston, Justin Herbert, and Watson. Jerm, what did you take?
That's a great question.
Pretty sure I went with Trevor Lawrence.
That's who I took.
Though looks
Johnny
like
plays
Watson-
smart with quarterback, and it's the best one he's had. So
Looks like Watson though may be the pick because he just had 350 on packs.
Hmm. I would agree that I think the Watson Albert O combination is probably going to win somebody fantasy this year.
he just did so bad last year with Mahomes.
I know he
Never
did.
would have thought that he'd be better with Watson and Albert O than he
Well,
was
Watson,
with Mahomes.
and Watson doesn't have escape artist, right?
No.
Or does he?
No,
he
because we
doesn't?
made him
Okay.
superstar. Remember, you can't.
Right.
Add
Yeah,
it to-
that's why I didn't think he had it yet. So
No.
myself, I took Dak just because I just figured that Maloney was gonna
Yeah, he was an option.
that he would do pretty well, having a much better quarterback than what's his face, Germ's favorite quarterback, Trey Lance.
Yeah, it was between those two for me.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I picked Lawrence. I could have picked Dak, but I know it was those two I was trying to decide.
Well, and I also know that Gorilla hated Lawrence so much because he just is one of those guys like Baker Mayfield that throws badly when you don't think they should. So
Gorilla's real picky about some things though. So sometimes the things that bother him, they just bother him.
well, Trevor
Gorilla
Lawrence
is picky.
has bothered a few people, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's the quarterbacks. Running backs, we have.
Did we get who
Jonathan-
Fetto took?
I think.
Oh yeah, I took Kyler Murray.
Oh.
I took him.
Okay.
I took him last season too, and when MG plays with him,
Oh yeah.
he gets a lot out of him. I thought about Lawrence, but Johnny will run the ball a lot. I think Lawrence will be very efficient and something that will put up a lot of huge numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Honestly, a sneaky one would be Justin Fields.
Well, see, I thought about Fields, but he freaking has had him on trade block all year, so you don't know where he's going to go. And he was talking. He said multiple quarterbacks are going to play his first game. I was like, wow.
I know.
He throws too many picks with Fields though. That's
Yeah.
what I.
Yeah. And of course, none of us are talking about Jameis Winston, who's the connection with him and what's his face? Your receiver.
Yeah, but same thing.
I know. JT's getting all the love. It's true.
Yeah, if we're talking about QB ratings, yeah, take it.
Yeah, I know.
Pass percentage.
All right. So in the running back group, that is where number one JT comes into play, keeping in mind that running backs have receiving stats as well. So otherwise, I think it would be a Jonathan Taylor sweep for picks if there was no receiving stats.
Still.
Well, I can't.
I know you can't. So the other options you had are Dobbins, Hines, Pollard, Nwangwu, Elliott, and Kamara.
Zeke, and it wasn't close. And honestly, I would probably take Zeke. I mean, I would take Zeke either way, even if I could put myself, because I didn't pick any of my players, last season because I can't put that kind of pressure on me. But yeah, I mean, what is going to run? I mean, he's going to run with Zeke, and then when he throws, half the time it's going to go to Godwin, the other half's going to go to Zeke. So,
yep.
I went JT just because he's guaranteed 25 plus touchdowns. He's going to get 1,800 yards and 25 touchdowns minimum.
Yeah, even with the
and plus, Fetto told me he was going to throw the ball to him more.
Well, I mean, even with the implementation of the cooldowns, he had his best season.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
do you say who you took, Mustang? You took.
Nope, I took Taylor.
I had clicked on at least 3 of these guys.
You can't really go wrong with it. They're pretty consistent.
Yeah, that group is the best group probably.
I know. Originally, I clicked on Taylor at first, and then I just looked at the other guys, and I think I ended up settling on Pollard just because of how we were talking about how Flappy turned it on at the last half of the season. And I think Pollard, I don't know for sure, but I think if you looked at the last half of the season, Pollard was probably the best back of those games. So I assumed that might continue, and I wanted to take him, even though Zeke, I expect to do good, but I wasn't sure. Gorilla claims Zeke's going to do better than Godwin now that Godwin got his X Factor, but I also think that Gorilla might be tempted to throw to an X Factor now that he's got it too. So we'll see.
I mean, you're right. You can't go wrong with the group. I mean, Dobbins, Maloney's going to try to. He almost had 2,000 yards last year, he said, and he's going to try it again. And really, Hines. I mean, if you're going to go with the narrative that Love isn't going to be as effective passing the ball, MAC is going to have to adapt to that. Maybe run more, maybe more passes to Hines, like we saw against Soup in the championship game. So, he might be in for a huge season too.
Hines, I really didn't know what to make this year, just because the offense is going to be so much different. Like, I know Hines got a lot last time because obviously he's up by a lot in almost all of his games, because we talked about on the OG that MHC's schedule last year was just disgustingly good. So he had the opportunity to run the ball a ton with like 20, 30-point leads. And then now that he's not going to have those options to throw it deep to Amari Cooper and Adams as much, I don't know if Hines is going to find as much room as he did before, but we'll see. He might.
Yeah, that what was that weird route that Adams ran and got the long touchdown in the championship game against Sioux?
Yep.
That's not happening with
No.
Jordan.
No, that's not.
Yeah.
All right, next group. So we got Christian McCaffrey, Ty Johnson, Miles Sanders, Nick Chubb, Marcus Hayden, Saquon, Louis Pritchett, and Joe Mixon. Fetto, what did you get?
Pritchett. Same thing as what I just mentioned with MHC, even though I didn't take Hines. I think there may be a bit of a learning curve. You might hit some walls early on until you get the accuracy up. May need to lean on Pritchett. So yeah, that's the route that I went. I thought about Hayden too, because Hayden is huge, but man, it's hard not to throw with Josh Allen. So he may see a little bit less this year.
I don't throw to Hayden. I think he had like 300 yards receiving.
Yeah.
So who did you take then, Mustang?
I think I took Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
I also took Chubb. Just because he got those linemen. It seemed to be the mold he was about to.
Yeah, it was between Chubb, Pritchett, and McCaffrey for me. Though Barkley's not even a bad pick either.
Then he throws 30 passes and puts up 40 points on pass.
Well, Chubb was an interesting thing, and the reason I didn't go with him is just because in the playoff game and the ones I saw before, obviously it was with his old roster, but Chubb is not his passing back. Like anytime he comes out in shotgun, it is the other guy, Hubbard. Yeah. So Hubbard takes a lot of snaps that I just cannot.
He's got Chubb and Chubba.
Yeah, Chubb and Hubbard. Chuba and Chubb and Hub. So I couldn't take Chubb, so I took, and I would have taken Christian McCaffrey if you would tell me the Taste was going to play all 16 games, I would take Christian McCaffrey in a second.
Do we have committed? Is this committed Taste season, or is this? I haven't heard from Taste in 36 hours.
Yeah. Because I'll tell you, when Taste plays a game, Christian McCaffrey gets as much as many touches as he does in real life. Like in real life, the Panthers offense flows 100% through McCaffrey. It's the same thing when Taste plays. So I would have taken him in a second. I didn't trust it, even though he very well could. So I took Mr. Joe Mixon for Johnny, just because, like you were saying, Johnny runs the ball a lot, and I think he's going to be a little bit better this year now that he's got a quarterback he can somewhat trust. So that's the direction I went.
I didn't go. I thought about Sanders, but I didn't go Sanders just because he got Rod. It might be in and out.
Yep. It might end up being like, because I know that McGee loves using Sanders, and I think he even got another speed upgrade or something, but we'll see.
That was pretty much my thing was, I kind of downgraded the running backs for any teams that got an upgraded quarterback.
Yeah. And then you upgraded the ones who dropped like 9.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right, group 3. So we have Akers, Etienne, Hunt, Henry, Breida, Carson, who of course we know Fetto took, and Dalvin Cook and Austin Eckler. Did you take Chris Carson just to atone for what you did to him in the Super Bowl, Fetto?
No, I my first inclination was to take Carson, but I decided to go outside, and I thought a lot of people would, so I decided to go outside the box, and I took Cook because Intel kept talking about the reason he traded Lawrence away was because he wanted to get back to running the ball.
The end of the season, he was running the ball.
Yeah, he said that it was just
threatened him, of course.
Yeah, true. But he said it was too tempting to try to pass with the weapons, and he needed to get back to basics. So I'm gonna see if he sticks to that.
Nice.
I was between 2 guys. Cook was one. I actually had Cook, and then I went back and changed it, and I ended up going with Eckler just because Koopa loves Eckler, and he might get 2,000 yards. At least 2,000 yards total.
We'll say the toughest running back that I've played against this cycle has been against Koopa. And
Koopa's always been a great runner.
I don't know why, like his touchdown numbers were low, and that's ultimately why I didn't take him.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is, but golly, he was so tough to play.
Yeah, I went the same direction you did at Fetto. I took Dalvin Cook. Even when he's not running the ball, like when he wasn't running the ball, that doesn't mean that Cook wasn't getting love. Like he had, I think, a 17 catch game on one of those ones he got Cook suspended on. Like he didn't run the ball with Cook, but Cook still got 17 catches. Like it was insane. So now that he's more committed to running the ball, and hey, when Intel runs with Cook, he's good. Like he jukes really well at times, sometimes not so good, but he also jukes really well often.
I think I've only played him once, and he beat me, and beat the hell out of me. Yeah.
So I had to go Cook here. What about you, Mustang?
Carson,
you did the Carson. Go Soup.
God, the floor is so high with Carson.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to our wide receivers, time to talk about the cheese.
Cheese. Let's fly through the cheese.
So we're obviously a telling thing is that there's actually 2 New York Jets in this first tier. So that can kind of tell you where this is going. But
yeah, it makes it hard though. Oh, whoa! Kitty cat! Look out!
Cat attack.
It's like speed.
Did somebody say cheese?
So the group in the wide receiver 1, as nobody pays attention to what I'm saying because of some distractions, is Anthony Schwartz, Chris Godwin, Terry McLaurin, Jerry Jeudy, Tyreek Hill, Amari Cooper, Jamar Chase, who got moved to New Orleans, and DK. How about Jerry? Why don't you tell us who you started?
I was just watching the cat.
I knew you were.
I can't remember 100%, but I'm pretty positive. I'm trying to reverse the curse here.
No, it's Jeudy. He's your favorite.
And I went with Jerry Jeudy.
No. You're not going to.
Well, just because everybody's going to pick the same guys in this one, I was like, I'm going to go with Jeudy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I picked Jeudy.
I think I took Godwin or Schwartz. I can't remember which one.
Because I think Jeudy will have 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Not a lot of catches, though. Oh, we don't do receptions.
We don't count.
Receptions don't count. Fetto, what about you?
And if I play you, you're good. I know he's going to have at least 203 touchdowns.
I went with Godwin.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's that guy's going to get the targets. I mean, did he have 100 receptions last year?
Well, receptions don't count though.
But I mean, he's he's going to get the love. So I don't know. I found out afterwards. I guess I didn't pay attention to or didn't remember from the night before. But Gorla drafted a superstar rookie wide receiver, so that may take some targets away. But I think
I don't think it will.
Superstar. I thought he's star.
Yeah, I think he's only star.
Yeah, star.
Oh yeah.
He got the only superstar receiver.
And I don't know. Gorilla always keeps the same guys. He never remember when he drafted that stud receiver last Madden? No. He drafted a freak receiver, and he never really developed him.
Yeah,
he kept going with Ingram and his other guys.
He kind of threw to his tight end in the first season or two of this CFM, but that kind of dwindled away. I think there was the hope. No, but
he wasn't he just wasn't gonna. Yeah, he wasn't good enough to.
So to me, the wild card in this one is how Brock's gonna do a chase.
Yeah, that's good.
And honestly, I was just now looking at the list. Yeah, I was looking at the list just now, and I was like, man, Chase might be the guy.
He really.
I didn't think about him when I did
watch Brock play with that group.
Yeah, the reason I didn't take Chase was because he's got a bunch. Even though he doesn't have Street anymore, he's still got a bunch of receivers now, right? I don't remember who his other guys are, but I know they're all
rookie
good.
Tight end he's gonna want to mess with.
Yeah, his new tight end. Doesn't he have some didn't he load up on a couple superstar receivers?
Yeah, but
Chase?
He got OBJ.
Brock has a thing where he wants to play with real players. So I think he's just gonna go nuts with Chase.
Yeah, we'll see. And of course, Kamara is always gonna eat up targets too. I basically went with the 40-something Me and Afeto are basically like brothers because we do the same thing. Just like we've been taking all the same picks. This is another one. I took Godwin for the exact same reasons that he was just saying. I cannot let Afeto go first because he basically just says exactly what I'm going to say.
Sorry.
Because that was like, and the only thing that made me a little nervous was that afterward in chat when Grill is saying that he's just going to be feeding Zeke all the time because Godwin finally got X Factor. But I am hoping that he's moved. That was a little yet Pax move on his part, that he was just trying to make people not cover Godwin anymore. So we'll hope for the best. Wide receiver group 2 is where Alani Streeter now exists, as he's part of Pittsburgh. The other players in 2 are Justin Jefferson, DJ Chark, a little man named Mecole Hardman, a very fast man named Clifford Franklin, another Jet named Denzel Mims, someone who should be in group 1 if he's being used right, Devontae Adams, and Mr. Germ, Jalen Waddle.
I think it's hard to go wrong here. I think I went Mims, but thinking about it, I probably should have gone Franklin.
I went Franklin.
Probably should have.
I'm doubling down with the Lawrence and Franklin combo.
Yeah. I likewise went Franklin. 99 speed. If I didn't go Franklin, people would just not understand. So
I thought about Hardman. I think it's only other, yeah, it was between him and Hardman.
I went Waddle.
Oh,
I think.
oh boy.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, especially with the harder
Somebody
schedule,
thinks I can pass the ball. Keep there.
Yeah. I
don't think Jeremy
I
has
think
too
with the
many
schedule,
targets.
you're going to have to pass the ball. Right? So
well, it would not surprise me. I know Waddle is going to break.
He did have
through
a-
for a.
I mean, he had
He's
like
gonna-
1,600 yards and 10 touchdowns last year,
Yeah,
which shocked
he's-
me that I did that well with him.
I 100% think Waddle will have more big plays than he did last year, just because now you have Kittle and Keenan Allen like distracting because they're probably both higher overalls than Waddle. So Waddle is going to get matched up against the third best corner every time. So he's just going to be like torching people downfield. So it wouldn't have been a bad pick.
Oh,
I
I feel
kinda
so
wanted to-
confident right now. Keep going, guys.
I kind of wanted to do Devontae Adams, but I just don't know. Like I think he's going to get a lot of targets just because Jordan Love. I think she's going to think that Adams is the best one to make catches that he shouldn't. So, but I still had to take Franklin.
I think that with Waddle, what's going to end up happening is if you decide you're going to try to take advantage of the slot-o-matic, then he's just about got to be your first read with Keenan Allen, right? And once you start peppering people with that, they start kind of coming underneath, and Waddle's going to get some open coverage. Him and Kittle both. So,
Kittle
forming my own game plan for me. I love it.
Yeah, Kittle. I'll tell you one thing though.
Hang on, let me get a pen and paper here.
No matter what you tell Jerem, Kittle will never not be the number one read. Like I don't care what.
Well, that's the thing. Because Allen's slow. Allen has to be the first read if he's going to be involved at all.
If you have the first read as the same guy every single time, then you've got a problem.
I think Kittle's more of his emergency outlet.
It's true.
He should be, but that's why Jerem hasn't won a Super Bowl in 2 years. No offense.
I think there's a lot of reasons why I haven't won a Super
love
Bowl,
you, Jerem.
everybody.
No, but Keenan Allen is.
I'm not playing diamond in the NFC Championship every season.
And from what I remember from Keenan Allen last year, he is amazing at making cuts. So that's where you go to Keenan Allen. So you're absolutely right if when you're talking about Allen needing to be the first read, just to see if he's got the matchup to make the break. Because if he doesn't win that break, you don't need to look at him for the rest of the play.
Yeah, he's not running a crosser and beating anybody across the field. Yeah.
All right. So group 3 is a little bit, we're starting to drop down in the ranks here. So the first one is Jackson Smith Njigba, which you have to say very carefully. Njigba. Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, Will Thomas, Calvin Ridley, Andy Isabella, DJ Moore, and Chase Claypool. Who you guys got?
I'm going after Gone.
You're going after. Oh, that's nice of you to say.
Go ahead, you start this
that. Okay, I took the first guy. I originally clicked on Will Thomas because I didn't take him last year, and I hated myself the entire year for not taking him. but this
You
is
You
Thought
hated
about it
yourself
all year
the
long?
whole. That's what I was about
I
to
did.
say. I think there's
Every
no
game.
way. I thought about it week 1
I lost
and
to
week
a Feddo.
18.
When I was playing a Feddo, right as I was about to beat him, I was like, "Damn, Will Thomas!" And then I lost.
I was angry all year about MHD's no talk about fantasy too.
I know.
Like I completely forgot about it
I did too.
after like week 4, and then they're like, "Oh,
We've
fantasy."
put more content into MH's fantasy than he has.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But because he ran it all season, he got $20 a week, just so you know. So
Well, Dom did the work of exporting everyone too for the stats to make it
True.
easier on him.
Dom
That's
got
true.
nothing from it.
MHC, come on. Did you even get a
Dom
thank you?
Gom gets I did. He thanked me for it. But Gom gets nothing for actually exporting the stats for the devs either. Gom does it out of the goodness of
You
his
clicked a
heart.
button. You know.
It's a lot of buttons. The design of the spreadsheet is very intensive. That's why we don't have that in very many leagues, the ability to do this kind of thing. So, but anyway, enough toot my own horn. The
let's
guy
finish this
took,
damn
Intense
thing.
Excel work.
the guy I took was actually Jackson Smith Njigba, because he was not listed on the rookies last season, and I was very sad that they put the other Detroit
So
one on
you're
there.
sad about that guy.
I
and
was-
mad
I
about
was
Thomas all
angry.
year long.
The emotions that this fantasy brings up in me are it's just so much. That's why I have to have a cat that like I can stroke and soothe to make me feel better and not think about all the angry and sad emotions that I get from fantasy.
God.
Like most of the guys in this league stroke something else.
Probably.
I knew Mustang was. I don't even want to
I
say. I
know.
don't want to say coming.
As soon as I said
with the
stroke,
stroke joke.
as soon as I saw stroke, I saw Mustang go.
Yeah, Mustang was giddy.
Those wheels are spinning all the time.
All
I
right,
gotta
so
filter most of it out.
all right. So, Fedor, did you do the same as I did, or did you do something completely different for once?
Completely different.
Sweet.
T. Higgins. Mahomes is going to throw for 6,000 yards, and T. Higgins is going to have 1,800 at least. That was his number one target last year. He even brought it up a couple of times. He just wasn't throwing to McLaurin, and he probably will go back to it this year. But he is going to throw so much with Mahomes.
Mhm.
Higgins is going to get peppered.
Yeah, because
Yep.
I picked McLaurin last year, and I was just mad all season long because he wasn't.
I
throwing
think
Yeah,
I mad
yeah.
at him too.
Exactly.
How can you get mad over this? Good times. So did all of you take T. Higgins?
I took Will Thomas,
Yeah, I didn't want to be mad all year, so I took Will Thomas. Just
and I took him last year, and I was happy all year for him.
I didn't take him either year or last year, but I'm very happy this year.
Yeah.
No stress all season knowing.
I
took
played
Will
great in
Thomas.
this game 1, and I picked Will Thomas right before our game, and like Thomas torched me for like 150 yards. I was like, all right,
Yeah,
that's a good pick.
not bad.
Well, wide receiver group 4 probably brought a lot of emotions to the 4-2. So let's see how everyone feels about this. AJ Brown, Darnell Mooney, Brandon Ayuk, Deontay Johnson, Dan Cheesna, Paris Campbell, Evans, and Elias Morales.
I don't know why we have to have 4 wide receivers.
Well, just I guess to split it
makes
up a
it fun.
bit.
I
It's
think I
fun.
took your Campbell guy.
I was between 2, Campbell and Mike Evans, and I think I ended up flipping back to Campbell.
He's
I
going to
think.
catch a lot of those real deep play actions in the corner of the end zone.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's
since
gonna have 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, maybe even more.
since Afeto couldn't take Paris Campbell, I decided to take him as well.
Oh, look
For
at
the
us!
same reason.
Oh,
It's a
For the
sweep.
same reason, because in the Super Bowl, seeing that one deep corner where Paris Campbell was surrounded by receivers, and then all of a sudden he was usered and he flew out from the defenders to catch it and get a touchdown. I'm like, yeah, I got to take this guy.
yeah, because Jameis Winston is amazing.
It's true.
Yeah.
Thought
Yep.
about Morales.
How
I
many
thought
Super
about
Bowls has
Evans.
Jameis Winston won? Because he won all of Velasquez.
He did. Jameis Winston, the secret
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
the secret tool.
Did he win? No, Brock had his rookie
Yeah.
or his young guy.
So because you weren't allowed to take your own guy, who are you forced to take, Afeto?
I honestly don't remember.
Let's make up something. You won't know until week
Yeah.
18 anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
I-
one's gonna know.
But I think I took Brandon Ayuk.
Just lie with confidence.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
no.
I'm pretty sure that I took him.
Doubling up with Dak Prescott. Not smart. Yeah, smart.
Yeah. But could be wrong. But I think that's the way I went. Because, Maloney's made a lot of moves this year. He really wanted to get Trey Lance out. So, hopefully this is what he needed.
Well, the tight ends was an interesting one last year because everybody took Darren Waller except for a few people, and those few people ended up being rewarded. So the group this year besides Waller was Fant, Pitts, Ingram, Kittle, Brevin Jordan, and Gesicki. So, Germ, since you couldn't take George Kittle, who'd you take?
You can't tell me not to take George Kittle. I took him anyway. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, out of spite. Did you go back to the Darren Waller well?
I went back and forth between. Man, look at it now. I did go back to the Darren Waller.
Darren Weller.
Yeah, that thing. But I thought about Fant just because he deserves superstar at this point, but he never get it. Yeah. But I didn't want to take. I already took Judy, so I couldn't take him. And then I don't know why I never even thought about Evan Ingram. I should have picked Evan Ingram. Looking at it now, I wish I picked Evan Ingram.
I picked Kittle or Ingram, and I can't remember which one I finally settled on. Kittle scares me a little since you added other targets.
Yeah,
but I may have took him still.
I originally thought, you know what, I could totally see Dog just going back and doing the Waller thing again, and it would not shock me at all. And there's not going to be everyone's going to be gun shy because everyone took him last time, and they're not going to do it again. But I know I eventually settled on Kittle just because, to me, the presence, like for the same reason that I was saying before, the presence of Keenan Allen is just going to draw a better cornerback away from Kittle. And I think Jeremy is going to be somewhat more confident.
Linebackers are always on Kittle.
Oh, no, they're not.
Throw the ball 40 times this season.
So I'm doubling up Baker and Kittle, like I did, because Kittle, I think he was the number one last season, right? Like of the tight end group, I think Kittle won it. Yeah. So, so I went Kittle. Afeto?
Evan Ingram, and mainly because what I think it was you that mentioned earlier about Pink wanting to try to get Jones to X Factor. So I think he may be slinging a bit more.
Yep.
I mean, Kittle, I'm the most scared of Kittle, but Jerem's got so many weapons, and he's going to keep running the ball that I just thought Ingram might get fed a little bit more.
And I don't. Does anyone remember what Ingram rolled? Because I know he rolled his slot apprentice
deep out.
Ooh.
He only had he had 69 yards in the game tonight. Waller had like 40 some yards, but the Bucs just got killed. So
yeah, that's tough.
He likes those.
Honestly, when Dog gets killed in a game, Waller usually, at least historically, always had like 150 yards because he's throwing so much in garbage time and getting.
Well, he's never ran into the return of the flat.
Yeah, that's true.
Return of the flat.
So, well, there you go. So, and now we'll get to tight end 2, which we kind of discussed off camera a little bit, and we're a little bit sad about. There's some sadness on this one. So some emotions are coming into play here. The group is Jacob Harris, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, Brock's new rookie, Damian House, Jonathan McClure, OJ Howard, and Albert O. So, Afeto, go ahead, be first. You deserve it at this point.
Hey,
you're the champ.
Albert O. I went Albert O. I just thought that based on the way that V-Bank likes to play, I thought this could be a dangerous weapon for him. And looks like after week 1 here.
Mm-hmm. I think you made the right call on that one. And both me and Jerem did the same thing on this one. We talked about this very off camera in sadness before realizing we were ruining all the great content that
it's going to ruin our entire season, and isn't it, buddy?
We're going to
think about it all year.
We're going to switch back from sadness to anger, and the emotions are just going to go back and forth the whole season.
The most important decision, tight end 2.
That's right. But both of us took Alberto as well, and then we decided, wait a minute, we don't trust V-Bank.
No, he's not going to throw
the ball.
So he passed on Kelce. He couldn't do it with Mahomes. He couldn't do it with Tyreek. He's not going to do it with Alberto.
Yeah. So we both switched to Jacob Harris.
Hey, I play Jacob Harris first. I might give us a
Yeah,
head start, buddy. I might
I think you
just
should. I
pull
think
the
you
line
should.
back. Oh no, I fell.
Cover two.
Jabril
the
Cox just
entire
fell.
game. Just cover two the entire game, buddy.
That's what Smithy does. Cover two the whole game. Kittle up the middle.
Yep.
I'm like, would you please fucking adjust so I can stop hitting you up the
He's
seam?
ready for a lot of Smithy man this year now that he's got the 2 corners.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And you know what? Jacob Harris was like, because I played the Rams and Harris was just destroying me, so I had to go with him this year. But what about you, Mustang? Did you say?
I'm a Brock supporter.
Ooh, you
I
going
think if he's gonna
the
go
Rook.
up there at number 4 and take that tight end, it makes me think he's gonna throw it to him.
Oh, he picked the tight end at 4. See, I missed the first round.
Yeah, he picked it at number 4,
Oh shit.
Yeah, he did.
and he gave him a star dev increase with his at the beginning of the year.
He was only a normie. Oof.
Who
Or
would
no,
pick a
wait.
normal that early?
No, wait, he was star. I don't remember. Someone else got their tight
What
end
was
increase.
his Well, I guess I'll wait.
He may have been
Yeah,
star.
wait.
We'll talk about him in a few minutes.
Yeah, well, let's finally get to the draft. That everyone was like, no, don't talk about fantasy. Keep talking about the draft. But now we're going to finally get to it. So back
All right, yeah,
Jordan's in
let's
charge again. So
I'm
No, he
gonna
was star. He was star.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm gonna bypass the trade talk here. We're going a
Trade
little
talk.
long. Let's just jump right. Let's jump right to the
Three
draft.
hours later.
Let's go right to the draft here.
yeah, let's go to the draft.
We can have another show on the.
Yeah, we can do another one.
Well, this is a pretty comprehensive draft review, so
It is
Well done,
yeah.
Mustang.
I hope you guys have some coffee.
All right.
Even though apparently my grade has changed. but-
I'm going to go in order of your sheet there, buddy. So
All right.
Yep.
so AFC East is what we're looking at.
Got it up?
Yep.
We can't see, guys. So just so you know, behind the curtains.
Yep.
Not even with that poor guy.
So I went. So top of the Jets, I gave Pax a C overall. I probably should have reversed these and put the overall grade at the bottom. Oh well.
That's fine.
I'll
It's
start. with
too
this.
late
So his
now,
first-
buddy.
Yeah, I know it's way too late. His first round picks, number 18, he took Landon Jefferson, a 71 star tackle, and a little bit later in 22, he took a guard of 72 star. I gave them both B minuses. There's those guys got picked all throughout the second round, so they're not bad picks.
Was
It's
anybody
just-
surprised Pax went 2 linemen? I know he made some trades, but
He traded that. So to me, I gave him a B minus, and he got a C overall because he traded what I think the safety is better than the guy he picked
yeah.
to get it. So
Yeah, I'm not shocked just because this draft looked top heavy for O linemen and quarterbacks. So
Yeah.
unless you really had something else in mind, those were the
Well, and those are the positions. Those are
safe
probably the only
pick.
positions that would start for him.
those are the deep
Yeah.
positions. Yeah.
yeah.
Pax became a big believer in offensive line too.
Oh,
the
yeah.
past couple of seasons.
But I don't know what
so,
these 71 star guys are going to do for him. That's
No, I'm sure he was hoping he'd get a superstar to replace, and since he didn't, that's going to be a shame. He probably almost wishes they were normal because then he could actually have used them in. Or no, you can't. You can't do that at all if it's first round. So never mind.
So I think his best pick was he got a edge Cordell Anderson in the 5th. He's 70 overall. He's a normie, but he used his little star bump on him. So 5th round's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's basically as good, almost so good overall as his lineman he took.
I mean, a 70
Think-
overall star edge rusher.
Yeah.
I mean, that's basically an end of the first round, second round type player.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and he'll get that probably that 50 or 10 to 20% roll for the superstar, and we all know how good Pax rolls. So
I
you never know.
picked the worst pick was this first overall Jefferson. He's not a bad pick. It's just actually all of Pax's picks are fairly solid for the rounds he got him in. But
Yeah.
of all of them, he could have gotten he could use that guy in the second round. And like I said, the safety was better. So
Yeah.
that was a pretty good worst pick though. Next we have the Pats. I really wasn't a big fan of the Pats draft either. They took because they drafted a bust and Lawrence. He's a 68 overall normal in the first, so that's pretty rough. You'll see a lot of guys took guys in the 3rd, 4th, 5th
How
round.
high did he
better than
take him?
27th.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
top of the round, but it's
I was
still-
afraid it was an early one when you said that. I missed
No.
early. I missed the whole first round draft, so I'm going to be asking some dumb questions.
Well, listen to this. So his first round pick was Mac Lawrence, 68 overall safety, normal. His second round pick Sheldon Kearse was a 77 overall star safety.
Oh wow.
So his second round pick was much better than his first round pick.
Way better.
So and he's actually one of the top guys in the draft as far as overall.
Is he? He's not a slow boy, is he?
He's like 89, I think.
Oh, that's good then for drafted
bad.
safety.
Yep.
As good as it can get, really.
Yep. And
Unless you're
worst
Mustang.
his worst pick is Mac Lawrence, the first rounder. The other one seemed all right. Overall, I gave Lawrence a D for that selection, and the grade's a C. Outside of Kearse, there's this guy, Edge Stevens, is decent, like a 70 overall. The rest of them are nothing, and the Lawrence whiff pulled it down. Bills, Smithy. So he didn't have his first because I did. And
You son of a bitch.
so no grade there. He did though in the third round get a star 75 overall defensive tackle, Deontay.
Oh, he was so pumped for him. I was one
Oh,
of
he
them.
was.
God. And he traded up to get him, remember? He kept trying to trade.
Yep.
He said, there's one guy on my board.
That
I
was
whiffed. I took Sammy Campbell instead of this guy, and I picked the worst
You
one.
blew it.
I
And that
did.
was the one he had to do, like the trade during the draft, which you only had like 30 or 40 seconds to do, and they managed to make it happen. So
So Smithy only had 4 picks. 3 of the 4 were 70 or higher. So had Smithy had more picks, he might have had a really good draft. That being said, he gets a B- for doing what he did with what he had. He really didn't have any bad picks at all. So I give it an A there. So good job, Smithy, with your 4 picks.
Good job,
Dolphins.
Smithy.
This is Germ. So
Mr.
Germ
WrestleMania.
yeah, Germ also only had 4 picks.
Keenan
but
out.
His weren't nearly as good as Smithy's picks. He got Aaron Jordan in the 4th, 70 overall, 4th rounder. Hey, not bad. Your tackle you got, I forgot to put his overall, but he's pretty crappy.
It's terrible.
in the third.
65.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that best pick, Aaron Jordan, that's the one that MHC skips me on.
Oh, yeah.
I would not have picked him at all. I would have picked somebody much worse.
Oh, you would have picked that 93 speed receiver or whatever.
I was thinking
6 overall.
I think I was thinking the corner.
Okay. And then so you got a D+, not too exciting, but you
Hey, Keenan
really
out.
have high aspirations anyway. So, oh yeah, I'm not including any traded players for draft picks as part of the draft grade. This is only grading on what was actually selected.
Hey, it's your show, baby. You do what you got to do.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's just the explanation for who's watching. Because I don't want to hear, oh well, I got this guy with my first. No, you didn't pick him. It was just for the draft.
So based on that, it looks like the Bills won the AFC East draft.
Good job,
Yeah.
Bills.
Best draft class of the AFC East, even with only 4 picks.
Impressive.
So go to the AFC North. We got Tyrants Ravens. I gave his first round pick, Jarius Barber, 75 overall. Star. I think I gave him a grade B. Maybe could have been a B+. It's a pretty solid pick, especially at 20. There may not have been that many better than him out there for at end. It was a decent actually edge rusher draft. Though I did say his best pick was safety Jaden Davis, who's 77 overall normal in the 3rd.
27 in the 3rd.
But I think he's like 87 speed. It's pretty slow.
Well, if he's got hip power, it could be a special freak.
He's a big hitter.
Oh,
He's a
that's
run
good.
support guy.
Yeah, you can get a speed or 2, and then you've got a great player. So
Yep. So 5th round, quarterback Johnny Thurston.
What do you have against Johnny Thurston? I mean, that's as good of a quarterback name as you can get.
Is-
I guess
is
straight out of a movie.
yeah,
decent name, and it's only a 5th rounder, but he's a 57 overall, and he's got like 82 throw power. If Tyron ever plays him, I guess it's for
He
the
should.
memes.
I bet he
I
could
agree.
beat Gom. I bet that quarterback could beat Gom week 1.
he totally could beat Gom week 1.
So I gave him a B-. I probably should have given him a B. I was a little harsher. I don't know why, because Davis is a good pick. Barber is a solid pick. The rest of that was probably why the rest of his draft wasn't very good. So probably a B instead of that B-.
Just skip this next one. We've heard too much about his draft.
Yeah, let's not
Gom.
talk about me.
I had you like at B- or
I know.
B.
You had me
But
at a B
then-
somehow.
Well, because you had to switch to get a star quarterback first. He's the guy you wanted. Not bad, but since he's normal, he's a C+.
Yep.
I mean, he's still good. but not first overall when you get a normal. That's heartbreaking. And
Yeah.
then your accidental receiver is actually decent. There's a couple better receivers on the board still, but a 74 overall receiver, not bad.
Yeah.
Your best value pick was probably Philip Woods, your defensive tackle in the 4th, 71 overall. Your worst pick though, you took that edge Charlton, and he's 67 overall in the 2nd, so that was a big waste of a pick. So
Was that the accidental pick?
no, accidental pick was a 74
Crockett.
receiver.
Yeah, the Crockett first round was the accidental pick. That was just, I don't even know how he ended up here. He must have been the top guy on the board, and somehow I clicked on him. But
What a fool! Who does that?
No, right?
Gives himself an F-.
Well, and the funny thing is, I think the guy I did take my normal to star on is not even listed here because it was between Woods and
He's defensive end.
the defensive.
Some 70 overall defensive end. You took the round
Whitmore,
right
I think.
before him.
Yeah.
The only reason why you didn't get as good value because you got Woods in the 4th at 71 and Whitmore in the 3rd at 70. So
And Whitmore I like just a little bit more because I think one of those guys has like 86 like power move right off the bat, and I think Whitmore was like 82, but he's also over 80 speed, so I felt like he could develop into decent. So either way,
you had a lot of picks. You're just looking at them overall, they're pretty good, but considering where you took batch and all that, you got a C+. So it says on the screen, I redid it to a C+. That's the new official rule.
It's much better. I think it should be lower, but
Steelers. I like the Steelers draft. They took middle linebacker Austin Ward in the 1st or the 15th pick. I think he's 90 speed, 89 speed, something like that. 75 overall. He's a normal. It's his downfall, but I gave him a B+ for where he got him. He in the 2nd round, he got Quintavious Anderson. He's a 73 overall star receiver, 93 speed in the 2nd round. So that's a pretty good pick. Star receiver with 93 speed. However, on the 2nd round, he also took tight end Jadarius Jackson. He's 65 overall, a slow tight end in the 2nd round. So he kind of offset that. Overall, though, he gets a B with his. He got another pretty good receiver, like 71 overall. And that linebacker and the fast receiver, it's a pretty solid draft for Arakra. And then Veg didn't have a 1st round pick. I don't think Veg likes picking too much. 4th rounder, he got a star 70 overall guard. So look at that. You have guys that Pax took in the 1st, 71 overall star. And then Veg takes a 70 overall star guard in the 4th round. So there was just a bunch of low 70s, upper 60s star offensive linemen. So overall, he only had 3 picks. They're all pretty good. They're all pretty good value, but with only 3 picks, you got a C+. So there goes the AFC North, and Arakra Steelers had the best one, according to me.
According to Mustang.
Any
Feto's about to fall asleep over there.
I know, right?
Yeah, I don't know. This draft talk, I don't know. He's past his bedtime, Feto.
I'm waiting on his wife to come in.
Draft picks.
Do you have a Keenan Allen?
We're getting so close to talking about the Colts here, Feto.
Yeah, they're coming up.
A little longer.
Can't wait to talk about my 3 picks. No, I had 4.
You had 4, yeah. Texans. So who'd they take? Edge Tyler Westbrook in the 1st, 9 overall. He's a 73 star. He got a B-. He's pretty good, but top 10. You think it'd be a little better, maybe. Star dev O-line in the 2nd. So another one of those 70 overall star guys in the 2nd round, where a lot of us took them in the 1st. However, he then screwed it up by taking a 62 overall tackle in the 3rd. And that was his worst pick. That's like a round 6-7 talent. Overall, gave Joe Daddy a B-. Decent picks, the 1st and 2nd, and the rest was kind of whiffs or filler. Colts. So here's a Feto's time to shine. Right,
here we go.
Picks. So I think your best pick was your 1st pick, which is your tight end. He's the fastest tight end in the draft, I think, at 86 speed, 71 overall.
86 speed was the fastest in the draft.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I saw that write-up where he was the fastest in the draft, I was like, oh, God, he's got a 91 speed tight end I got to worry about now.
He ran like a 4.55 or something. Shows up with.
Feto is such a speed whore.
Yeah,
I know.
86. Man.
That was the only pick I actually made. My other three, I think I had a 5th, 6th, and 7th, and I just auto drafted when I got there. So this was the end of the second, 232. It was like I wanted to get an offensive lineman, but so many went off the board relatively early that I thought, well, I'll take the fastest tight end. Or I really thought about that other quarterback that had the story that had the Slinger 1. And I thought about taking him, decided to go with the tight end because one of my 2 top tight ends is on the last year of his contract. And I thought, this guy's faster than, that'll be the replacement. And I mean, he's okay. He's still going to be my number 2, but he's nothing special. And I think Veg ended up taking that quarterback in the 4th, maybe. I actually tried to trade my 5th, 6th, and 7th to get into the 4th because I wanted to take a shot at that quarterback. And then when Veg took him, and I don't even know if he took him or if it was an auto draft, but after that I was like, well, whatever, just send me the rest of the way.
That was the one you said had a story, or was that real?
No, he had a story. He was the 0-star recruit that was proving everyone wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that Slinger 1 as well. Veg took him. I looked it up on Daddy Leagues, and he was a normal as well. I mean, his stats aren't bad, but he's still a normal.
It would have been, you got the better player of the 2 with the
I think so. Yeah.
Although it looks like your division did pretty good in the draft.
Yeah. So even with your only 4 picks, you got a C-. The tight end brings it up.
It's not bad, buddy. C's get degrees.
Then we go to the Jaguar. So Gorilla didn't have a 1st-round pick, but he did pretty good, right? So 2nd round, he took that 75 overall receiver, star dev, Walker. He's pretty solid all around, only 21. I think Gorilla said if he would have taken him in the 1st or 2nd year, that he probably would have turned out into a really good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And then his worst pick, he went to 5th round, but he took a tackle, Rashad Mallard at 61 overall, so he's probably going to get cut. I mean, 5th round, what do you expect? It's a flyer, but you at least want him to stick on the roster with some cheap depth. So between him, he got another 2nd-round pick, which is 1st-round talent. Forgot who it was, but he's another 70s overall guy. He also picked up a 71 overall, 94 speed receiver in the 6th round. So there's a 94 speed receiver that was 70 plus in the 6th round.
Yeah, I think you'd have to say Gorilla had the best offseason of anybody at this point, given the fact he just won a couple roles in the free agent
Pierce
today as well. And Pierce got inside stuff. So I think Gorilla's going to be pretty pumped this year. So Feddo might lose the crown of that division.
The Jags had no 1st-round pick and got an A-. It's pretty good. Hard to do. Titans, they also had a good draft. Yeah, Skittles has got the Skittles luck.
Skittles is incredible at drafting.
He's the best drafter ever.
Skittles luck. So he stuck to his gun, stayed at 7, and got overall the best quarterback out of the 4 or 5 star. He's a little he's the least mobile, but he's got the best arm probably.
Well, I will say I'm glad that my scouting helped out somebody, because I gave like all of my scouting information to the other guys who wanted quarterbacks, and of course Jake took Mathis instead of Dobson because of it. And he's not that impressed with me as a result.
And didn't work.
But Skittle got the information, saw Meeks was great, so I helped Skittle, even though I screwed other people. So, and who doesn't want to help Skittle? So,
yeah, and you let Tannehill go, right? So.
And he's still sitting there.
Yeah, that's right.
Is he still there? Wow.
Yeah.
Superstar Tannehill still sitting there.
There's 3 quarterbacks eligible for that superstar role. Tannehill gets cut. There's 2 of us and they're crying and sad, so we got traded. However, that wasn't his best pick. In the 5th round, he got like a 4.3 DT or 3.4 DE, 68 overall superstar guy. So you get a superstar that's almost 70 in the 5th round. Yeah, that's can't beat Skittle luck, right? However, in the 6th round, he got a strong safety that's 66 overall, and he's at 82 speed. So I hope Skittle plays him and gets me when we play.
Yeah.
Though with the superstar DT, DE, he got a star dev, 92 speed halfback, a 70 overall, 94 speed receiver, He got the best quarterback, a 76 overall star. He gets an A. So he had easily one of the best drafts.
A for Scooter.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. So
there I just did a quick little
Yeah.
quick research here. There were 17 offensive linemen drafted 68 or better, and 15 of them are hidden.
except for one guy got at least one of them.
15 hidden 68 or better offensive
Oh,
line.
yeah, he got one of them.
Pretty
Wow.
well.
Yeah, it was
Year of
everyone
the biggins. The biggins.
So here's the Chiefs starting off the AFC West. They didn't have a first round pick. It was part of all the trade badness, right? However, he got another outside linebacker edge guy, superstar. He got one last year too. This guy's 86 speed linebacker superstar, 71 overall in the second. I think the Chiefs had the best offseason. He's not going to have any less production out of Watson than he did Mahomes.
Sure.
And then he just got 2 free players with him. And now he's got 3 superstar cornerbacks. He's got Chubb. He's got a new tight end. He's got the team the way he wants it. So I think
I mean, he beat
Chiefs had the best
Pax.
offseason. Yeah.
He's 1 for 1 with that team.
Sorry, I'll be back in a second.
All right.
So you're basically saying that Germ's emergency broadcast was completely unnecessary.
I thought he won the Sinex trade. It's just a matter of where these players went to.
Yeah, you can make your team good, but don't make other teams good.
Like when somebody takes
that
the
we
Chiefs,
don't want to be good.
like I'm pretty sure we even told Task this. When somebody takes the Chiefs, there's 3 players, and you can't give any of those 3 players to any of these 3 people. Hardman, Tyreek, Mahomes, they cannot go to Gom, Pax, or Sinex. And that's where they all 3 went.
They
Anyways.
would. Yeah. Wow.
Anyways, continue.
So yeah. However, his worst pick, 3rd round, wide receiver Kendrick Cole, 67 overall. I think he got another receiver named Lowry. He's pretty good. So and by the way, that Kendrick Cole receiver is an 86 speed guy. He's a 3rd round, so I'll be surprised if he makes the team.
He's on the
Overall,
practice squad,
yeah. Overall, though, with Woods and this guy Lowry, I wrote down. I forgot who he is now. I gave him an overall B draft grade. Go to Johnny's Raiders. He didn't have a first round pick either. He did pick a 69 overall, 93 speed halfback in the 3rd round to be a decent backup for Mixon. However, in the 4th, with all the O-line talent, he took a 63 overall normal. So that's his worst pick. No first, that I don't think he had any over 70s. Maybe he had one at 70, but I gave him a C-. It was just a bunch of filler. Bunch of depth, bunch of cheap contracts is all he got. So the Chargers, and they had 3 first-round picks.
Quarterback.
Yeah, he got the last of the 5 quarterbacks who only dropped because of
Me.
Yeah, Gom's scouting over information, and then allowed.
He was the worst by the screenshots
Because he was talent 1-2. However, he came in as the 2 of the 5 were star, and he's one of the 2. 70. He's the lowest overall at 73, but he has a lead arm. He's pretty good.
Jake has said that he would have taken Dobson if he'd had no other information from me, instead of Mathis at 2.
So
sorry
Jake
about that.
helped out my division mate. Yep. And then he took a couple O-line to round up the first 71 overall star and a 70 overall star. I gave them B-minuses. Very similar to Pax. He took guys in the first. He probably could have gotten the second, but you got to take who you got to take. It's not a bad pick. I think Dobson's his best pick. If you got him in the mid-first when the other quarterbacks went top 10 mostly. His worst pick was it's not even a bad pick, right? In the 2nd round, he took a 67 overall corner. Kind of sucks, but he's 93 speed. So it's a little bit of a reach, but overall, I gave him a B+ grade.
Yep.
So, like the snowball effect was, he was in on the Dak sweepstakes in free agency, and he lost it to Maloney. Came in strong, late in first week of free agency, and when Cooper lost that kept him having enough money to make the big trade with me that landed me Bosa, and then he ended up going with a quarterback in the draft instead.
Yep.
Well, and he also stole Galladay from me.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Well, that was.
And then that caused him to trade Keenan Allen to me.
Yeah. And Koopa was the original one who gave me 1.4. Because
Koopa's involved with all of us. How about that?
Yeah, like and he ended up needing a quarterback. So after I got 1.4 and then 1.1, that was why Koopa was one of the ones who was asking me, like, please give me quarterback
so he made
information.
3 big trades with all 3 of us.
Give me the quarterback information.
And then Mustang, who's your opponent week 1?
Koopa.
Oh God.
We're talking about him. He just messaged me on Discord too right now. Hey, you want to play?
So yeah,
like, he knows. Speak of the devil, he knows we're talking about it right now.
You're gonna
go ahead and play him while you're finishing this up.
Yeah, that's right.
By the time we're done, it'll be in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, whip through the NFC, like, you know.
So I'm the last one in the AFC.
Who cares?
Oh, look, he gave himself an A-, but no,
I'm an objective person.
Well.
My first guy, Gabe Gordon. He's an 86 speed end. I actually messed up. That's supposed to be a B- grade on him to be similar to the 9th overall guy I gave. As a typo. Then I got Flowers at 13. Everyone's saying he's the best guy in the draft. He's superstar safety, 91 speed. So
wow,
I gave him an A.
And 6'4".
And he's 6'3", 6'4", yeah.
What a monster.
Yeah. He's insane.
I put him as my best pick. I got lucky superstar. He was 3rd on my board. I had Gordon 2nd. Flowers was 3rd. I think that tackle was 1st, Mike Hill. So I got, I get my 2 of my top 3 in my draft. I'm pretty happy. My worst pick was a 70 overall DT. And when you think that's not too bad, but when you think there's a few other DTs and Smithy's guy took him after my guy, it's my worst pick. I gave myself an A- just because I had 5 players 70 or better, and then I got that safety. So it's really the safety draft.
I mean, with 2 seasons left and you get a freak like that, I mean, no matter what else you draft, it's an A.
Yeah. Because a lot, almost, I would say at least half the people are probably not going to draft anything, even people who had 1st-round pick, that's really going to have any kind of impact in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, there's probably less than 10 like starters in rounds 3 through 7 on everybody's team.
Yeah.
Very fortuitous that I just traded my other superstar strunks or free safety. So it was a nice fill-in for Simmons. So nice. Onto the NFC real quick. Poor Flap. Poor Flap.
Oh God, is this the worst of them all?
Well, you say it's bad, but Huff just had a great game.
He did.
So Huff's not a bad player, and he got a B for Huff. It's everything else besides Huff. And Huff would have been even worse had he not had his little star upgrade to do. So Huff was a 75 overall normal, and Flat blames me for picking him instead of Dobson. Actually, you should blame Gom because Gom had the info.
I did have the info, but he's got a star anyway. So.
Yeah, but now that he's star, he's really good, and for getting him in, outside the top 10, it works out. However, it starts falling apart after that. He took this wide receiver, Larry Harris, just a speed guy, but as you saw, there's some 94 speed guys that were better than him. Take him in the 5th and 6th round. So in the 1st round, you get a 69 overall normal. He gets a C- for that, and then he took a 65 overall normal safety, who I think's 24 in the 1st round. That gets like the only F. That's sorry, Flap. That's a big whiff there. So Huff was his best pick. That safety's his worst pick. Everything else wasn't very good. So it was really a Huff draft for him. And he had a lot of picks. So if you get 2 60s guys and 1 quarterback and you have 3 1st-round picks, but luckily for him, Synax didn't do much better. He took a 10th overall. He took a 71 overall normal tackle. So it wasn't a bad pick. It's just he was really unlucky because
there's so many stars.
When there's 15 stars and he took one of the 2 out of the 17 that weren't star.
Yeah, that's rough.
Sorry. Yeah. He followed it up with a slightly better guy, Smart. In the 1st, he's at least star, but he's 69. There's some 70, 71, 72 overall guys that were better. So I mean, it's nitpicky. It's decent, but his best pick though, he got a 93 speed, 69 overall cornerback in the 7th round. He's 6'3". And of course he didn't draft him. So the CPU really did that work. In the second round, he took another tackle, and this guy was a 62 overall. He was star, but 62 overall. He ain't gonna do shit this year or next year. So I gave him a D plus. He had 13 picks, and only one of them was 70 or better, and that was that normal tackle. So
A rough day.
I don't know. Since his first round picks are a little more solid and weren't as bad as the Cowboys, he gets a D plus, but they're both pretty down there. However, McGee comes in and steals the draft. Didn't have a first round pick, but he took 2 superstar guys in the second round. So he got a really good superstar receiver, which I took Justin Harris. I think he's like 92 speed, pretty good everything else.
These damn Eagle fans.
Yeah, and then he took who was the other guy he got no superstar? Was it a defensive end? I don't know. He got another superstar. He wasn't quite as good as Harris, in my opinion, but they're both like 73, 74.
Well, and the funny thing is that he actually had a message saying we'll be here for round 2. So I think these might actually be true picks instead of computer picks.
True picks. I think they were.
So well, it's a good thing he showed up for round 2. Clearly.
Did he win tonight? We know what the final was.
He lost close game, I think.
Oh.
His other guy was Kenny Branch. It's a superstar. He's like an edge rusher, 73 overall. Not bad. So you get 2 superstar players in one draft, you gotta be excited. He had a tackle in the 4th who's pretty shitty, but even then he had 2 superstars, 2 stars. So A overall for McGee. Good job, McGee.
Oh,
Pink. So Pink's a hard one to grade here because he took Kevin Pierce 14th overall. He's a superstar. So, hey, it's a superstar, but he's 83 speed. So that's for linebacker meta in our league. 83 speed is kind of rough, but maybe he gets a speed or 2, 84, 85. He's not so bad.
Is he a run stopper?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I mean, he's going to use their stamper. So just having that guy to help clog the run, I don't know. Could be fine.
Run outside on him, or if he gets on a tight end, though, it's going to be.
Yeah, that would be good.
So,
just trying to be positive.
But I still gave him a B plus because he's 74 overall and he's one of the 7 drafted superstars. So you got to give him a little love. He also took in the first round an edge rusher, Glenn Crowder, 71 overall normal, very average guy. He gets C plus. Pierce was his best pick, his worst pick, though it's a 6th round guy, so it's not like you can say it's that bad, but he took a tight end at 61 overall. It's gonna get cut. So he gets a B minus overall with the superstar selection, and he actually took a good fullback in like the 3rd or 4th round. It was like 75 overall. So hey.
How was the fullback that went in IOM that was projected to go like 3rd or something?
I think he's
was he any good at all?
76. I don't know. I didn't look. I didn't go look at him.
I forgot about him.
All right, so looks like McGee won that out of the NFC East. NFC North, we got the Packers.
Oh, no, where's my graphic?
I gotta wait for the graphic.
There it is. We're good.
Dom's already tuned out. He's watching TV over there.
Am I? The TV?
I saw stuff flashing in the background.
He's scouting Tyrant. He's scouting Tyrant right now.
Yeah.
He's using that Slinger 1.
Slinger 1.
So Packers didn't have a good draft, no first. I'll try to speed it up a little. He took a decent DT, Jermichael Green in the 3rd, 71 overall, normal. He took a 59 overall tight end in the 5th. So I just said blah. It's a 59 overall. He got a D grade. Outside of Green, everyone was in the 60s, just cheap contract buddies. That's all it was. So.
Yeah.
Bears. So this was kind of tough. I didn't really like the Bears draft too much. Though in the 3rd, his first round pick was a 69 overall corner. He was a star dev, so he's not terrible, right? But there are better corners taken in later rounds, so it was a reach at 17. He got this 87 speed linebacker in the 3rd, who's star dev, so he could use him into something decent. As well as this defensive end who's star dev in the 5th. So those weren't too bad of value, but he took an edge 66 overall in the 2nd round. So there was a lot of bad 2nd round picks this draft from teams. But overall, he gets a C minus. Like I said, Shaw's a little bit of a reach, not bad. Lions, they had number 5 pick, so they took this edge rusher Justin Barber. He's one of the best guys in the draft overall. He's a 76, but he's a normal. So anytime you take a top 5 pick and he's normal, it's a disappointment. Even though he can come in and play right away. He got a B. Their best pick was that edge rusher. After that, the second round bust. He took a 63 overall normal tackle, so he gets a C+. Vikings. So here's a fun one. I had trouble grading the Vikings first rounder. So he took the safety Tyreek Miller. He's 76 overall and he's normal. And he's 93 speed and he's like 6'3". So he's a badass in that regard. However, right after that, I took Flowers. So to me, if he would have taken the superstar guy, he would have gotten better. So to me, the grade goes down because he passed on the better guy for the guy he took. That was my logic, at least.
It's your show,
But
baby.
you can never get upset drafting a 93 speed, 76 overall safety, right? So
And your name is Tyreek. You're going to be fast. It's just law.
It's true.
Doesn't he have 2 ridiculously tall safeties now?
Yeah. He had the one reach the 6'4" guy, Holloman.
Yep.
The guy he's got now.
Yeah. So I said Tyreek was his best pick. His worst pick, he took a kicker in the 5th who's 87 kick power. Yeah.
Oops.
He did get a 6'3" corner in the 4th who's decent, and I think he's got like 92 speed, so value. But overall, I gave him a C. Outside of Tyreek, his draft was kind of meh.
Won the division with a C grade.
Yeah. No, C+ Lions.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's the NFC North did not have a strong draft, according to me. So Leak. Okay, Leak. Get all right. So don't get too upset on this one.
Oh, he's already typing.
Yeah.
He can hear. His best pick is his first rounder, May. So here's the problem with Leak. He's 75 overall, so he's one of the best overall players, but he also got one of the only 2 non-star O-line, and he got him in the first. So I still gave him a B just because with only 2 years left, he'll get good use out of that 75 overall lineman, but he's normal, so that's a disappointment.
Yeah.
In the 4th, he took a 67 overall receiver who's not very good. I think he's like pretty slow. Overall, he got to C+. He got a superstar dev safety in like the 3rd or 4th round, but he's 85 speed. So
Oh yeah,
like,
I was talking
That
about
hurts.
that.
I know. Smithy wanted to trade. Said he tried trading for him because Smithy likes 85, 86 speed safeties.
Of course he does.
So
I cannot play a safety if he doesn't have a minimum 88 speed.
Yeah, see, that's what I was dealing with in the other league, and it was just,
I would hate to draft a guy like that because you have a superstar. You're like,
yeah, you want to use him, and
then he's 85 speed, and you're like, oh, this guy sucks.
hey, last year he would have been a freak sub linebacker.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Had we had subs, he would have been amazing. Because then you even had that buffer, right? He could have gotten the speed and still stayed sub.
Yeah.
So overall, Leak, you got a C+. That's not bad, right? It's better than average. A little bit.
Just
Brock. I like Brock's draft pretty well. He took that tight end 4th. So 73 overall, star, 84 speed tight end. He's not bad. He's probably a reach to me at 4 overall, but yeah, there wasn't a lot of tight end talent. His best pick though, he got an edge, 69 overall, in the 5th. He's pretty fast, so it's a good value, but he's just a normie. His 3rd rounder was a DE that wasn't very good, but all of his guys are like 68, 69, 67. So he got really good depth in this draft. He gets a B-. Taste. I don't even think Taste actually drafted, so I'll go through him real quick. He got a
he's
star
usually at the
tackle.
draft too.
Did he draft?
He did. I don't remember.
I don't know.
hearing
I'm just
him.
saying he's usually there.
Yeah, you usually hear him at the draft,
Yeah.
but you don't remember hearing him this time.
So yeah, no first. He got a. Oh yeah, so he got a 78 overall star halfback in the 3rd round. So him and this tackle were the 2 highest overall draft picks.
There were a lot of halfbacks left after the first round and a half. It's just like this list of halfbacks all available because nobody
It's
needs
like the longest we've gone without a halfback getting
Yeah.
drafted.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No, first year, no halfbacks were in the first either. I don't think.
Yeah,
But
but even
we were third round, right? Before one got
I
taken.
think someone took him
This
one in the
time?
second.
We are a sim league.
Maybe, but
Don't
yeah.
need those halfbacks.
Yeah, well, the halfbacks are supposed to like wear out after 3 or 4 years, but they don't really do that.
So I don't know what if he's going to use him with McCaffrey. I mean, he's got a 78 star guy, probably just sits there, but
Yeah.
he's only got 79 change of direction. But he's more of a trucker. Puts a trucker hat on, just like Jeremy. However, 4th round, he took a 64 overall tackle, so he gets a B overall. He also got a 70 overall corner in the 6th, so not bad. Bucks had a safety in the 1st, Jamal Caldwell. I gave it a B plus. This probably should have been a B, so I think it's a typo. But he's a decent safety, 75 overall, like 88, 89 speed, or maybe he's 90 speed. He's somewhere around there. Solid but normie. So he took a 4th round tackle who's a 69 star. So as you see, guys, everyone there's O-line that are about the exact same, taken from the 1st through the 4th round. But he right before that he took a tackle in the 3rd.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's definitely nice. In the 3rd he took a 65 overall normal though, so he went bad and then got a better one. Overall though, with the safety and that tackle in the 4th, he gets a B draft. He also got an 88 speed linebacker Hill, who I wanted to take, and he took him like I think in the 3rd. So I think he's 71 overall. He's pretty good. All right, last division.
I like the career depth player.
Yeah.
You signed to Miles Shepard there.
There's going to be a lot of career depth players in with 2 seasons to go, I think.
So who won that one? I guess Panthers and Bucks both had Bs in their division. So good job, CPU Panthers. NFC West had a pretty good draft. I think the 49ers had one of the best. So I think Mike Hill, that's tackle. I had him number 1 on my board. He came in as the best overall guy. The 78 overall star dev tackle. So you can't go wrong with a guy like that. Like I said, he's the safest pick. Some are saying you could say the safety I got's better, only really because he got superstar.
I think
So
Maloney
it's just
can
luck.
thank me for this whole situation too, because if I hadn't leapfrogged to 1, making him think he wasn't going to get a quarterback, that he would have taken a quarterback and not got Dak Prescott. And I think Maloney can just thank me for the fact he's got Dak Prescott
Gom
and Mike
always will
Hill.
sneak himself in to get credit for something.
I deserve it on this one. I made a couple
MHC's
people
rolling players and Gom's messing me on the side. That's I'm the reason you got that.
I am the reason. But in this one, I Maloney and Kuba love me right now. There's a few people that don't because I screwed them. So, but as long as it's even.
Yeah. So after Hill, he had 5 picks. 4 of them were good. So his 6th rounder was a 62 overall. You can't really even say that's a bad pick. It's a 6th rounder, right? But he got 2 DTs and a wide receiver that are like 70, 71 overall to go with Hill. So it's A- draft there for 49ers, getting one of the best players in the draft. Rams, sorry, Rams. Again, we talked about the Gom curse. So you took one of the 3 normal dev quarterbacks and you did it at 2nd overall. So that gets you a C+ like Gom. Sad face, guys. Then he followed it up with a pretty bad linebacker, 21 overall. He's a D+. I remember he was even pissed in the chat. Oh, that linebacker sucks.
Is he at least fast?
He said he was
like
borderline unplayable.
Yeah. He's like 86, 87 speed. He's not slow, or maybe he's
Didn't he have
87-ish.
In the 60s and change of direction or something?
Yeah. Can't move at all.
So he gets a D+ for that guy. I mean, maybe he could have gotten an F. I don't know, or D-. I don't know. It's worse than C, so it sucks. However, he redeemed himself a little bit. 30th overall, he took a star receiver, Denard Irons. So I gave him an A-. Get a star receiver that late. He's one of the best receivers in the draft besides that superstar Eagles got. So not bad. He's 6'3", 92 speed.
That guy, I think, was the only guy that was on my board whenever
Yeah.
I had before I traded that pick to Koopa. Whenever I saw he was good, I was like, Yeah,
he's pretty solid. And then that, of course, the Barksdale guy we already talked about is his worst guy. So even with the Irons, I think he got a 2nd round star dev O line, so he gets a C+ overall. Seahawks, 2 more teams to go. No first rounder. They took a 70 overall offensive lineman in the second. So there's a theme, as you can tell. And then followed up with a shitty 62 overall lineman in the fourth, which are like 5 teams did something similar. He gets a B- overall. He got a second round defensive end. He actually got a 93 power kicker. So he'll probably be his kicker this year at a nice rate. So good job there, Soup. Last MG Cardinals. He took a 73 overall defensive end who's a normie, number 8. So I gave him a C+. You could probably even say that's a C-. You get a normal guy like that in the top 10. It's kind of a letdown. He, however, did get a star dev halfback in the 4th at 69 overall, 92 speed. So good value. Took a shitty halfback a few rounds later, but it's a 6th rounder, so who cares? He had a B- draft because he pretty much had solid, decent guys on his other picks. And the other issue I didn't like with McKenzie is he can only be a 3-4 defensive end. He's too small, too light to be a 43 DT. So he can really only play one spot, and that makes him a little less useful. But he got a 3 mid-round star dev guy, so he brings his grade up to a B-.
Well done.
So,
well done,
That
Mustang.
takes a long time.
That was almost as much work as Germ did doing top 100.
It was that was very thorough.
Yeah,
you did a lot of. Hopefully, MHC gives you at least $5 on that thing.
And Fedo didn't fall asleep, so I mean,
I think he did get yelled at.
I had a kid walking around, a zombie kid.
You can look at Fedo's face; he's like forcing his eyeballs to stay open.
Well, aside, like, I'm the only one here that it's actually probably not after midnight, so. Yeah, I'm proud of all 3 of you guys at this point.
It's normal.
Oh, this has been great. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. This is fun.
How many of our audience have had to watch this in like multiple parts and haven't fallen asleep on it?
Yeah, I don't know if I might make this multiple parts. I don't know.
Well, this has got to be over 2 hours.
This is going to be like
the whole thing.
We are definitely over 2 hours. This one right here is an hour 30. Yours was almost 30 by itself.
Yeah.
So just to end it on something. Let's so on Germ Vegas, I put in there who was going to win each division and the predictions. So I'll just run through that real quick, and then that'll be it. So 22 people filled out the entries. AFC East, and who did you guys pick here?
Pretty sure I picked Pax.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy.
That's fine. Look, that's fine.
Dolphins.
Hey, you just went 17-0. You got to go with Pax.
And since I didn't, I don't do these, so obviously I didn't need to pick my own.
Basically, Germ, you have 0 chance of winning the division. We're gonna flip this little Fedo.
Fedo did go Dolphins.
Germ got a half-game lead right now. Yeah.
Look there.
See, Fedo was supposed to get on the reverse thing to make you not have any pressure if nobody picked you, but now Fedo picked you, so.
Hey, last time I got on the
I'm
show,
picking me too. Okay.
I lost 5 games in a row last time I was on the show, so I had to come back on to reverse the curse.
Well, right now, keep in mind, right now, Germ is leading the division.
That's what Fedo just said. I got a half-game lead.
That's right.
I mean,
Smithy hadn't played yet.
I control my own destiny.
So if Germ loses, Smithy could be leading the division. He should just never play a game.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. I do have Jake. It could lose. AFC West. Who'd you guys go with?
I think I went with Johnny.
Yep, you did.
Yep,
it's his turn.
I believe I did as well.
Fedo, who'd you go with? Say it out loud.
I don't remember. I want to say Johnny, but
see, clearly he did.
Maybe it was Mustang.
It was Mustang.
Oh,
yeah.
That's nice.
I got that
I'm telling you, the whole Josh Allen thing, man. I'm a believer.
So obviously I didn't get to get to the questions today. There were a few questions. We'll do questions another show. But I think one of the questions was, what's the best or most fun division? It's without a doubt the AFC West. I mean, 3 years, 3 different winners.
Yep.
Coop has missed by one game every year. I think last year he missed by 2 games.
He had a good offseason, had a good draft.
Yeah, so I mean it's by far the most fun division.
And we had our division that all of us had big trades.
So
we all revamped our teams.
12 people picked the Chiefs. 1, 2,
So
only
the Brock
only
Bros plus like 3 other people.
only 2 Raiders. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Broncos.
And the
Oh,
2
that-
Raiders are in
Looky
here.
there.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna let 8 people down.
Looky there. And I'm going to take the Chiefs. Sorry. Probably influenced by the fact he just beat Paxson.
Yeah, well done.
Mine came in a little late.
And he
Yeah.
just beat me by 3 in the other league, so I have yet to beat VBank. He finds ways to beat
He's
me
good,
every
man.
game.
He's good.
He makes the game ugly.
Finds ways to beat me each game.
AFC North. Did anybody take the Ravens?
No.
Well,
Don't look like it. And actually,
I'm predicting Gom for everything this year to put that curse back on you.
did
Only,
I curse Mustang last year slightly? I forget.
So
My
we,
Super Bowl pick, Mustang.
Didn't make playoffs.
we ended up with 17 Browns and 5 Ravens.
Oof.
Well, I guess the only thing that could bring Gum down is if he tries to ride that rookie quarterback and he's just not quite what Cardinals.
Hey,
But
it could happen.
he
Hey, look,
did do well with Frank.
Every
so
3 seasons, Gom will win like 4 games. Okay, so he's due for the 4-13 season.
I rarely had 2 good seasons in a row. This last 2 was quite the outlier.
Then we'll hear about how he gets like a top 8 pick, but it's in the last season of the cycle, so it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I know.
just have a number 1 pick.
I know. I just had number 1 pick, so I didn't do well there. So
AFC South. So
Jack.
Who didn't pick a Fedo?
well, there's 3 Jaguars. Of course, one is a Fedo.
Oh, Fedo, you.
He's like an unspoken Pax. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't do it out loud. He just does it inside.
Yeah.
Koopa actually went against the unpicked the Jags. And Leak.
What'd you do to
I'll let
Koopa?
you beat up Leak. Yeah, what'd you do to
Well-
Koopa? It's probably a Bosa trade.
It could very well be that people think that now that Fedo's won the Super Bowl, he's old, he's done it, like he can just retire, but he doesn't want to leave.
This
the
is
league.
because 2 people out of 20 out of 22
Who did you say the other person was?
It shouldn't even be one.
Leak. Hey, Leak just did it to go against the grind.
Yeah.
Or against the grain, whatever. There's the cat.
How'd you cat?
NFC. Okay, so it's AFC. NFC South. Did anybody go against the Saints? Actually, one person. Oh, never mind.
It was
Leak
Brock.
picked himself.
2 people went against the Saints, and they were Leak picked the Falcons, and Dog picked the Bucks.
Nice. It's nice to be confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
135-6 loss to Return of the Flap later. NFC West. You guys, everybody go Seahawks?
I think so. Yeah.
No,
You guys are talking up the Rams a lot, so we'll see what he can
Well,
do.
this one's kind of there's a few Rams in here, so y'all 3 went Seahawks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 8 Rams.
Well, the question is that how badly did Fedo destroy Soup's?
Well, what soup do we get? Do we get revenge soup, or do we get just full gom
Yeah,
soup?
Yeah.
Soup can still roll the NFC for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Jake is a really good player. I haven't played him, but I mean I've seen his games. He's obviously a good player. But 2 of the big things he wanted to upgrade were quarterback and his user linebacker. And with the draft, it doesn't look like he necessarily did either. I don't know if that QB is much better than Eason, and that linebacker just isn't what he really wanted. So I think it's still Soups until proven
Are we getting soup du jour or low sodium Campbell's?
Soup de jour.
I don't
Well,
know.
we'll see, because he lost one of his big hitters. Not that I think he lost the one that was not performing as much, because I think Jamal Adams is the one that's like getting 90% of the forced fumbles, so he's still got that. But you never know.
NFC North is a complete sweep of the Packers, except for greatness picked the Bears.
I fully believe that the reason that greatness got fired in game last year was probably because he picked win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Beginning of the season goal. So,
yeah,
he's all gas, no brakes.
Probably
He is
actually
definitely all
believes it
gas,
too.
no brakes.
yeah. No, he believes it. I would believe it.
NFC East. This one had a few different ones, but it's mainly football team. Did anybody? Looks like y'all three went
I picked
football team.
Seahawks. I was really safe in mine. I
Yeah,
think the
me
only
too.
one that was controversial would have been Johnny over V-Bank for me.
Yeah, me too.
There are 3 Cowboy picks. Well, one's flap. There are 5 Giants picks.
One's pink.
One's pink. The other ones are Leak, who just picked underdogs, I guess, in every single one of these. Joe Daddy went with the Giants. V-Bank went with the Giants. Dog went with the Giants. Smithy went with the Cowboys just because that's where his heart is. AFC winner.
And none of those are bad picks. I mean, if you were
that division
biggest on those, I mean, you're not giving anybody heavy favorites.
That division's the second most fun. Like the AFC West is the wildest. The NFC East is the second.
No, but if you tell me pick a division you'd least like to play, it would be NFC East.
You sure it wouldn't be AFC East?
That's what I was
No.
going to say. Why would you want to be in a
Well-
division with German packs? I mean,
But
really,
you also get to play Smithy and Trigger,
not worth it.
where
And you
it's the East.
and you still won't get to play Trigger unless you're on West Coast time, probably. 'cause he
Yeah,
has
but
a-
at least
10
playing
o'clock.
Pax, I guess, is all right. Playing Germ's fun. Playing Synax and Peak is not fun.
Yeah, that is
Even
true.
if you win, it's just that they're just not
Yeah,
as fun games.
I hear that.
AFC winner. So Afeto just made me feel good by picking me to win the
Aw,
AFC East, and then he picks the Jets to win the AFC.
Awesome.
I didn't want to completely curse you.
I want to make
Yeah.
everybody happy.
No, I just didn't want to throw all the pressure.
Fedo
on.
didn't know all these were going to get called out. He thought he
Yeah,
picked
I know,
the
right?
biggest
Yeah,
silence.
I'm sorry for calling everybody out, but hey,
Oh God,
this is
are we
my show
recording
now.
this?
It's just a good thing
Yes, we're
that
recording this.
It's just a good thing we didn't actually ask, like, you didn't expand it and make it like who's making the playoffs, because Afeto picking himself to come in last in his division would have looked bad.
So Mustang, you also took the Jets.
Oh, maybe not now.
He doesn't look proud of
Explain
it.
yourself, sir.
Oh, I did too.
No, you didn't. Gom, you went with the
Did
Colts.
Oh, I did. That's right. I went back to the repeat. I did. Originally, I would put in Jets, and I'm like, I can't.
I love calling people out. This is great. This is my satisfaction from doing the thing all freaking year long, going through 400 forms.
Yeah.
Well, Pax getting Hill, 3 receivers like that, and then it's just you'd think he'd be able to do some nasty stuff with it.
So AFC winners, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Jets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Dolphins, and I swear people just pick the Dolphins because I'm the one that sends out the form.
They want to be on OG, man.
1 Chiefs, which was Brock going with his boy. 3 Colts. It just don't make any sense. It don't make any sense.
Well, they probably think if Feto's
And one's gone.
No, I think really. I mean, honestly, we've got a good amount of coaches in the AFC that are, pretty much neck and neck as far as skill wise. And then I think the tiebreakers really have to go to the rosters. I mean, Gom, you've got what, 9 superstar X factors. I think Germ's at 11, 10 if you don't count the kicker. I'm sorry.
And a backup tight end.
Backup tight end, yeah. But I mean, like my roster, I've got 4. I had 5 last season, but I went on a hell of a roll.
But Press
I'm not gonna
Bell
get that
makes up
lucky
for
again.
like 4 to 6
Oh,
X factors,
I thought
right?
we were gonna get through the whole thing without saying Press Bale once. Oh.
Wait, what is this Press Bell?
What is this? That was actually one of my questions I was going to ask you, and I forgot. I was going to say, so what's your feelings on Press Bell?
So no, get it right, guys. If Feta doesn't press bail, he shows run bail.
Yeah, show blitz.
Yeah, that's right.
Show blitz bail. There you go.
Yeah, show blitz. He show blitzes. He doesn't press
Oh.
bail.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm good with getting into it a little bit. I mean,
We don't need to get into it. Right
No.
now. We are in overtime right now.
Yeah.
We're about to get a tie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the AFC is mainly Pax, then myself with like 7, and then
Go Germ.
We got to think about it. The only reason why Pax got knocked out the last 2 years and he won all those games in a row, this is before the V-Bank game, is because he A, got his quarterback hurt, and then B, he tried throwing in the snow. And
his quarterback
other
was
than that,
also
he
hurt
didn't
in the
really
snow.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly believe that Pax is the best coach. I think he puts the time into it. You know, he tries to learn. He gets better. The perfect example is the thing about the offensive line pocket. You know, when he's talking about getting sacked over and over, and people were blowing up in chat saying, "Yeah, you're leaving the pocket. You know, you're drifting." At first he was bucking against that, but he finally took it to heart and he learned how to stay in the pocket. If you watch his games now, yeah, he is got a lot of pocket awareness and he'll adapt.
Rolling out
So,
isn't so bad. What his problem, he was backing up too far.
right.
When you back up that far, the DEs
Right.
just leave the tackles and shoot right at him.
Yeah.
But he puts the time into it
Yep.
and it shows, so
he absolutely puts more time into the game
and
to get
and
better.
anyone
To
but
get better
he's
than
great
anybody.
at trading and he's great at roster building.
Yep.
So he's got to be a favorite in my mind.
Yep.
He's
Yep.
the favorite.
Oh, you always have to. Like as long as if he can avoid a snow game in the playoffs, there's no stopping him.
Does he lose Deverils? I don't think he does.
No,
Not really.
no.
Never.
And
I think of it like if you guys are familiar with like Texas Hold'em and poker in general, and you can have pocket aces and somebody can get in there with a 2-3 and sometimes that person is going to win, and
that's the AFC for you.
That happens. So
That was how I made the Super Bowl.
now at the same time though, I don't think he is head and shoulders above like you guys. I mean, I think he is solid and I think he builds a great roster. But I mean, it really is a crapshoot in the AFC. We don't care about the NFC. We don't talk about them.
Yeah.
But
Nobody
but
cares.
Yeah. They can
but
do later.
the fact that he has got, he is an offensive minded coach and the weapons he's got on offense, it's hard to argue against him being the favorite.
Yeah, and I think everyone would pretty much agree that Pax is the favorite, just because like he's really like you to everything you were talking about, and really I think everyone except for you probably view you as the second best of the AFC as far as rank. Like if you were to do Vegas odds, Pax would be like the best odds. I think everyone would agree that you're probably the second best odds, not just because you just won the Super Bowl, but because you're able to do so much with so little. Like. And that's just not something a lot of coaches do, just because you learn what you need, how to play the game and how to avoid things. And it's really hard to get meticulous like that and learn all these things. Like I don't know a lot of the things that go on just because my whole philosophy is just get speed, as everyone knows. Like I see some of you
philosophy. That's a good one to have.
I see some of you guys doing these great passes with slow receivers, and I'm like, man, how do they do that? How do they know that these guys are going to get open? Because unless they're fast, maybe it's just my brain that just can't see it until it's fast. But
It's your age.
I think so. But yeah, like you're number 2, and then I think like you never know. Like me and Tyrant made the AFC Championship 2 seasons ago. So to your point, like. I don't think anybody in the AFC is loads above everyone else where you say, well, there's no way that anyone could ever beat him on the way to the Super Bowl, which is great.
Yeah.
Well, we've had 3 seasons, 3 different AFC AFC winners. Have we had 3 different AFC championship games?
I would think.
Who did Pax beat year 1 in the AFC championship? Was that you, Fedo?
Was it Skittle?
No, I was out first round.
Oh, yeah.
Was it
Yeah,
Johnny?
was it
Or
Johnny?
was it Johnny or Skittle?
It was Johnny or Skittles for sure.
Right. Oh, it was Skittle.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
So we've had 3 different AFC
Wins, like,
championship
3
games.
games the next
Yep.
year.
Me versus Fedo, Gom versus Tyrant, and Skittles versus Pax.
Yep.
And Skittles almost beat Pax too.
He did
That
almost
went-
beat
that went
Pax,
down to the wire. That was a 100-point game, I think.
Skittles. I don't get Skittles. How does he do that? And then next year he just
He hasn't. Yeah, he's won like 6 games in the last 2 seasons combined.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
playing, was it Scum or whatever he's playing?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was it. He stopped doing the face cam streams that would like just
That was
get
it.
him
No
all
more
into
face
the
cam.
game. Yep. You need the face cam. Germ, just like Germ. Germ as soon as he started with the face cam, he started getting
I
better.
took
again.
away the face cam for the playoffs, though.
And you didn't win the Super Bowl.
Hey, I won some games. Bro. That's the furthest I've been in quite some time. I don't think a face cam, no face cam. I don't think anything would help me that dreaded Sunday against the Feddo. That dreaded day in Indianapolis.
A lot of people.
Hey,
had to-
if I could have been watching your face cam and when I see backwards hat coming,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have been press bailing every play.
That's when Slager's over the top.
yeah.
All right, NFC, real quick. 6 people picked the Pirates. I'm in
The
baseball mode.
Pirates.
The Packers. I'm in baseball mode, and it's 1:30 a.m. You guys, who'd you take? Mustang took the Seahawks. Gom, you went the Saints. And Feddo went the Seahawks. So no Packers in here.
I'm worried about Jordan Love.
3, 4. So the Packers had the most votes, actually, with 6. Seahawks had 5. Johnny went with the Rams. Flap went with the Cowboys. Saints had 1, 2, 3. Saints only had 3
Oh my God!
out of 22.
Name names because he's going to have to line up the bro.
Yeah, which Brock Bros
Well,
did not pick him?
'Cause I was one
Joe
of the
Daddy
Saints
went
ones,
with him.
too.
That's
Dom
where
went
Brock
with him. And,
Oh, no.
and Gorilla went with him.
Oh no, only one Brock bro.
So
Only
T-Bag
one
didn't
So
even
Brock.
return
let's
the
go through the
favor.
Brock Bros. Well, Greatness picked the Bears.
Okay,
Bears.
that's understandable.
Let's
Brock
see here.
picked V-Bank, and V-Bank did not return the favor.
Oh,
Where-
That's
let's
just
see
not, that's not what
V-Bank.
bros do.
Apparently
V-Bank
Brock-
took the Packers.
Oh, that's not what bros do, V-Bank. Come on.
Ooh, V-Bank.
Who did Brock take though?
Brock took the Packers as well.
See,
Brock's
there
going
you
with the
He's on-
Affetto
he-
strategy.
he's going with the Affetto strategy.
Hey,
Mark.
if MHC pulls this off with Love, then that's impressive. But if he didn't do it with Rodgers, I don't see how Love's going to be an improvement.
Yeah, but you got to realize MHC has the god defense now. Like he could probably
he's
throw
got the corners.
Hunter out there.
2
And
people
he's gonna
went
win
with
the division.
It's true. He does have the 2 corners.
2 people
Yeah.
picked Sinex, Pax, and Tyrant.
Hmm.
The Tyrant
that's
didn't
all
go.
the-
Tyrant didn't go with his red brother.
Yeah.
That's all the Axe crew all picked Sinex.
NFC's all over the place on the predictions,
Yeah.
as it
it's,
should
well,
be.
Well, yeah. I mean, I wasn't 100% thrilled about the Brock
1,
pick just because
2,
he got so tore up by Soup.
3, 4,
But
5.
I don't know. I honestly think that Soup is going to have some lasting scars from that Super Bowl. I don't know if he's going to be able to recover at least this season. I think he will recover, but I think this season he's going to still feel.
If he's got his hick stick game on, he gets some
Yeah.
fumbles.
But he's going to be bleeding from that game for a long time. Like he's going to be seeing Affetto in his nightmares for at least a season.
I think it'll be all right. Well, actually, I think it depends on how the first few games go.
Yeah.
You know, if he can come out of the gates, 2-0, 3-0, I think he's shaking it off and be fine.
Well-
He dropped. I don't even know who he's playing first week. But
Yeah.
Who?
I think the biggest challenge of like after you like get shut out in the Super Bowl is that he probably questions his whole game plan. Like,
His old manhood.
like how do
his
you
life and his existence,
Yeah.
midlife crisis at 24.
But he's probably thinking he's got to shift up his game plan completely to knowing that if he got back there, he'd have to do something different to be able to
Nah,
win.
he's gonna be
So
the same old suit.
he'll still be
Well-
the same hit sticker, but
now,
I think,
and
I think he
I'll
might
say
change his
this.
offense.
I'll say this to anyone. Anytime you take a bad loss, it as much as it stings to do it, it really helps to go back and watch the game.
Yep.
And you'll see that 9 times out of 10, it's really not as bad as you think.
Nope.
It really comes down to, a couple of plays here or there that if you can tweak that, then it's a whole new ball game, right?
I only rewatch my games so I can find clips to bitch about. That's it.
Yeah.
I'll rewatch. I'll rewatch the close
Jimmy.
ones.
Yeah, I can't rewatch the ones.
But
I get
like
crushed
my
on.
game against the
You learn
Feddo,
so much when you do. You learn much.
I know
more
you
from
would,
losses
but-
than you do the wins.
like my playoff game with the Feddo, I knew as it was happening what I was doing wrong. I couldn't see the field. That was just dumb.
That's what I say, man. I'm
Well, you
blind,
could
I
s-
can't see.
Well, you were blaming it on your eyesight, and you just had LASIK
No,
or
I-
something stupid.
No, I just fully believe that.
I was just having
can't
trouble
see the
watching.
screen right now. I just don't understand. I'm blind.
Anyway, Super Bowl. Oh, let's see. Who'd y'all go with?
I
Like
went
I
with-
went Packs.
Yeah, Mustang Packs,
I
Gom
went with
Colts,
I went with someone in this room.
Feddo,
I think I
Jets.
went back.
So let's see here. Packs had the most. 1, 2. Trying to count the 3, 4, 5 Jets. There are 3 Colts. I think I have 1, 2. V-Bank, but go get you one, Germ.
Yeah. I almost went with Mustang in
I had
just to
4.
see if I could do it
Don't
2
even,
years in a
don't
row.
even start.
We're not even going there with Mustang.
Don't even start.
Mustang could not handle the pressure of the OG.
Also was like in the middle of my hardest stretch of my schedule too. So
Yeah.
I even warned you guys. I was like, I'm gonna lose most of these games.
We cursed him so like
So
the video hadn't
bad.
even been published yet, and he's already lost 3 in a row.
Well, we had to curse Mustang to help Feddo win, so it was a sacrifice
you.
that needed to be made.
Sorry, Mustang. Man.
Yeah, sorry, Mustang. We had to pick one of you, and Feddo was just really sad at the time.
If we can return the favor,
Hey,
yeah,
Soup's
hey, that's what I
confident.
did. I picked Feddo this year to win the Super Bowl to help you, Mustang. That was entirely why I did it.
Hey, I guess I've got to win my division. It's a tough division.
Soup is
Yeah.
confident. He picked himself
Yeah,
to win the Super Bowl.
I picked Johnny to win your division and Feddo to win the Super Bowl.
hey,
To
you don't
set the
have to win
path.
the division to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, the division don't mean nothing.
No, unless you get the bye, it really
Yeah,
is-
unless you go
Yeah,
17-0
but
or 16-1.
We're
it
gonna
don't matter.
chew each other up enough in that division, I think, to where it's gonna be hard for one of us to get a wild card. I think.
Yeah.
Especially with Germ Packs, Tyrant and UGOM, and then the Feddo Union Gorilla. There's not a lot of extra wild card spots.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if you think Germ and Pax are a lock, then you think Tyrant and Gom are a lock. And if you think that I'm a lock, then somebody's got to win the West and
Yeah, the word that
Gorla.
one.
Or if Gorla wins, the South, then me or somebody else. There's only one more spot left.
Well, it's
so-
really going to be between Tyrant, Gorilla, me, Johnny, or V-Bank, depending on who doesn't win the
You never,
West.
and Koopa will always be one winner.
Crazy.
away,
Will be.
So
Man, I'm telling you, Koopa's team now, especially that secondary, like his secondary is looking really nice.
What is his secondary? You said he has how many superstars? Did I miss
Well,
this?
if you're not too sleepy, I'm about to
Me?
play Koopa.
Are you really about to play him tonight?
Yeah.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
I mean, no
Still
need
playing.
to
playing.
keep
Well
now.
done.
Well, I'll be working with this freaking video for the next hour.
Koopa, yeah, Koopa was very excited to use his new quarterback. So, and I think he's the other slinger one, isn't he? Wasn't Dobson the slinger one? I can't remember.
No, it was Veg,
Mathis.
the other slinger one.
Mathis was okay. Let's see.
As we're wrapping. So what do you real quick? Your Bosa trade. It surprises me that you traded Leonard though. I feel like Leonard's a huge part of your defense.
Yeah, he pissed me off. I think he had a pick and a fumble against me.
I never that one didn't surprise me at all, just because I remember the Feddo trying to trade
Well,
me Leonard.
Well, I know
Like, the last
year,
2 seasons.
last Madden, I traded Leonard in the Irv Smith trade at the early, like I think after the first season maybe, because he wasn't trading to him in the first season. And I missed Leonard so much after I traded him.
Well, Okiriki has been the best linebacker that I've had. For the 2 middle linebackers playing the 3-4.
Well, you use him a lot too, though, right? Because Leonard's a
you
guy
know,
that he's so
honestly-
good, I just kind of leave him alone. But yeah, I noticed you do use your Leonard a good bit.
Yeah, honestly, it depends on who I use, or depends on the formation and the
Yeah,
defensive
same.
call. And really, yeah. So, Leonard's always had, less stats piled up each season, but So I kind of figured that he's a little bit more expendable, and the fact that he's a superstar would bring more to the table.
Yeah.
So I thought it would be easier to plug in that second middle linebacker spot and be able to get a guy like Bosa because at this point, not going to be able to get lockdown corners like MHC or even Smithy did. He's got 2 now. So I figured I would just keep going with, the strategy of trying to put enough pressure on the quarterback to force them into bad throws before they can get those guys open.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Really, you still have lockdown corners because they're still good.
Fedo, we play
They lock
week
down
2, so I got to deal with you Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, to me, I thought that Bosa trade was really smart. And
I thought it was good, by the way.
I think it was a great trade because I knew he was going to be going in at DE at the 3-4 DE spot, which basically puts inside stuff right next to no outsiders. So people can't just go, oh, well, inside stuff's there. Let's just do an outside run now because now you're going to be just as
He watched me run 19 stretch plays and outside runs against you.
I think 90% of my runs in that playoff game were stretches.
That's all you can do. It's literally all you can do.
I know. You're not going to run tosses very often because they're like so.
Well, see, last Madden you could run counters and traps.
Yep.
And they
still
wouldn't.
run counters.
Well, they still activate it
bad.
though.
Yeah, they can activate it still.
See, last Madden they didn't activate.
It's been very weird with what still activates.
Yeah.
I
know.
I really miss the trap runs. They're not in my playbook anymore. I think are they gone overall?
No, they're still in a few playbooks. They're just a lot harder to find.
I like the inside zone splits. They kind of work the same. You get the tight end come over and
if you play MHE, he runs the trap plays for quite a, like if he's not running a stretch, he'll run the trap.
Traps are so good because it sucks in that inside stuff guy up the field. You just going right behind him.
Yeah, if there's one.
Sometimes.
That's that son of a bitch with 2.
Playbook had a lot more traps last year than it does this year.
Well, you had to flip it. You had to make sure you ran the ball. The pulling guard had to go towards the side of the inside stuff guy.
Yeah.
And he would just over pursue, and you go tucking right behind him.
Yeah. So, but no, I love that trade just because now you can't predict what you're going to run against Fedo because do you run inside against all stuff? And you got to remember which guy to double every time because it's gonna change now. Before you can just double Buckner.
Now, if MHC hangs up 40 on me in week 1, then we'll revisit.
I don't think we'll have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't think
that's
that's gonna happen. I'll say right now, just to reveal it to everybody, that I went on the under in Germ Vegas.
Here, I'll go ahead and pull that up. That'll be the last thing. Let me pull up Vegas, see how many people picked. Let's see here. Where's that at? Check the game of the week.
What was it, like 56.5 or something?
50, yeah, something like that. 50.
Like the game of the week, not a single soul picked the Packers.
That's crazy.
Honestly, that is kind of crazy. I would think there'd be at least 1 or 2, but it is $100. So.
I mean, thank you, everyone. But yeah,
did MAC happen to bet on this?
MAC never does it. He never.
I guess you have to bet on yourself if you're going to bet.
Well, he never does the Vegas. Yeah. He don't gamble up in Canada.
Yeah. Hey,
I mean, a few people didn't pick anything at all, but I mean, there's still like 17 Colts.
Yeah, well, that's not surprising.
I won't give away the first touchdown stuff because I don't want that getting in anybody's heads.
Especially Fedo. But I just think everyone's doesn't think that Jordan. They don't trust Jordan Love at least right away.
Yeah, I mean it's a wait and see thing. Yeah. I mean, week 1, you're a little bit cautious with your money anyway because there are a lot of unknowns.
Yeah,
well,
and to me the matchup was like if it was any other team against MHC's defense, I would be a lot more scared. But a running team is perfect for playing against that defense because that defense is just the shutdown, no fly zone. So
I wonder if he's actually going to start going more man or if he's going to stick to his cover 4.
Oh no, MHC's going to do 90% man. That's the same thing. The same thing that happened when he got his 2 shutdown corners last time. Yeah, because they're just
Jalen Ramsey.
So good. Ramsey and Jerry will basically be locking on man.
Yeah, until somebody proves that they can get past it, then you'll
past him once in a while, but I mean, even Stokes is like an amazing.
Jonathan
nickel.
Taylor's gonna have 36 carries.
Yeah, he should anyway.
Yeah.
And
All
I still believe Paris Campbell will burn him for one 70-yard touchdown.
We're gonna try.
I think it's gonna.
Yeah,
happen.
there'll be one. There will
There'll
be
be
one. That deep PA crosser thing. That
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know it's happening, and I just can't keep up with it.
yeah,
Paris
it's like
Campbell,
there he goes. Then he uses him, and it's just like.
Yeah. Paris Campbell will be running side by side with Jalen Ramsey, and NBC's gonna be like, "Yeah, this is a pick," and then all of a sudden Campbell.
So one thing about Jameis Winston, he throws a pretty deep ball.
Yep.
He gets a lot of air under it, so that helps.
Oh, and one other note for you, Mustang, since you're about to play Koopa, he is Slinger 1, like I thought. So he got the Dobson did
Dish it
get
quick.
that. Dobson got the
Koopa.
Slinger 1. So that was an epic pick for him getting Dobson.
All right, guys. That was so. Just since Mustang joined, it's been 2 hours and 10 minutes.
It's a 3-hour cast. It's like a real NFL game.
Plus the 30 minutes before that with the photo.
So really
Oh.
good.
AGS bucks by the hour, right?
We
Yeah.
we didn't do the questions, and we didn't
Didn't
do
even
that
get to
other-
the questions. Oh, hang on. I promised Leek we would answer this. He put a question in there: cake
Yeah, we'll do it.
or pie?
Pie.
Oh, it's cake.
Pie.
It's cake.
It depends on the flavor.
I don't like cake that much.
I don't either, but I don't like pie either.
Apple pie is good.
Yeah, I mean,
Coconut cream pie is good.
I gotta
I
go
hate
pie.
to always be right
I
there
gotta
with
go
gum,
pie.
but I'm right there with gum. It depends on the flavor.
It really does.
I'm going all cake. Me and my buddy have actually been arguing about cake versus pie for like 20 years.
And actually, I'll throw this caveat in there too. It depends on if I've got a glass of milk. If I've got a glass of milk, definitely cake. If I don't have milk, give me pie.
What about ice cream with pie though?
Oh no.
Ice cream with pie that might change things.
You have
But
to
ice
have
cream with cake would also change things.
Yeah, but ice cream goes better with pie to me than cake. I mean, they both go, but
Well, it's
like-
just because the pie is hot, and you want the hot pie and the cold ice cream.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
And to me, like, it's funny because I have to have the ice cream separate from the pie. I cannot
Koopa's
take
like,
a
what the
I
fuck are you
I
doing?
cannot take a fork and have ice cream and pie in the same bite. I eat all the pie first, and then the ice cream.
Leek bringing the most controversial question.
Hey,
I know,
Leek always brings the heat, guys. Always brings the heat.
Yeah.
He also had a press bell question. Now I'm just kidding. All right. Anyways, thank y'all for coming on. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of fun. Fedo, thanks for your reveal.
Yep. Well done, Fedo.
Mustang, thanks for spending your entire workday
I know, right?
working on draft content.
it was about it wasn't it was by about 2 hours, 2.5
He
hours.
made like $400 a day by just
Yeah.
doing
yeah.
mock draft reviews.
I love it. I love it.
Gotta love it. Hey, all for 10 MHC bucks.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe he'll give us like 11.
Hey, that's a
because
pretty
of
good
the
exchange rate.
way.
All right. Thank y'all for joining. Hopefully the viewers stayed.
I didn't fast
No
forward.
shot.
Yeah, I definitely have to put the timestamps on this one because nobody's going to watch this thing. all the
Oh,
way through.
Gorilla's already complaining about timestamps.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I don't think Gorilla's even watched yet. He just like watches the first
I know.
seconds, sees no timestamps,
Yeah.
leaves.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for the OG. We'll see you guys next time.
Later.
Later.
I got it.